We go. Wee! Oh my gosh, we're here. We're here. Can you hear me? I can see that you can hear me. Can someone say something real quick before I get going and important stuff happens?
I hear you.
Oh, yes, it's beautiful. Hello, TPK community. My name's Dat Magic Juice. We have a very special short adventure for you today that I have authored. Before we get into details and kind of get going with the start of this, I would like to go around our table real quick and introduce all these really cool people for you. I said I was going to do that. That was a mistake. I'm going to have them do it. We will start with Proper, if that's okay with you. Who are you, and what's your character all about?
Hello, my name is Proper Nerdy. I'm a TPK staff member, role player, master, and etc. Tonight I'm playing Herman Solace, who is definitely is the same character from Team of Annihilation. He is an Oathbreaker paladin, and he lost his family a long time ago, so he's joined up with the Zhentarim.
All right, Foxy, would you mind going next?
I'd be happy to. Hi, folks. It's Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite fox. Tonight, I'll be playing Dre Ferris. He is a Kalashtar druid from the Circle of the Moon, who is personally, an agent and servant of the Moon's will, and as long as they align, an agent of Zhentarim as well.
And last but certainly not least will be Archival.
Yes, I am Archival Despani, queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer. And tonight I'm playing Dorsira, tiefling swashbuckler battle master. She's here to hit things really hard.
Awesome.
And get paid.
All right. And again, my name's Dat Magic Juice. This is a short adventure that I have called A Miracle Brew, which is a level 15 one-shot based on 5th edition D&D. And like I said, all sorts of homebrew stuff. So the premise here is that we have 3 agents of the Zhentarim that are all extremely experienced and tenured within the organization we will start with you essentially on your way to the Zhentarim Valley, which is a location on the northern edge, not the edge, but the northern part of the Sword Coast. Very well-known area of Faerun, and you had been summoned by a regular contact of yours named Vosik, a human male who has been in the highest of high ranks within the organization for years now, and has been one of your most frequent, if not most frequent, point of contact for any and all jobs to this point that you've been on, whether together or not. So we're going to basically enter scene with you guys on your way by horse and cart to a general undisclosed location in the Zhentarim Valley. So I'll give you guys an opportunity with a half day of travel to discuss whatever you would like with each other.
Super quick question for the DM. What time of day is it?
You have left a town called Red Larch mid-morning, so it's still late morning at this point.
Then Dre is sleeping.
Okay.
Herman has been awake most of the morning. He doesn't sleep a whole lot these days, and he's done a lot of research. I assume probably with I'm going to say Zhentarim, and it's wrong. Zhentarim. And he's really attached to the outcome of these experiments. So he's working his way through his notes for any clue or information about what might have happened.
Searching your notes, you say?
Yes.
Okay, so
I don't know how closely I was probably related to this alchemist, but at least Herman was very interested in what his findings, at least.
You know what? You are just reminding me that I have a set of notes that I have to pull up because you were given a name, and
I believe it was Josk Took, which is the fucking weirdest name, but
Josk Took, yes.
So close. So close.
Let's see, where are we? Yes, go ahead.
And that's what I know, is that he was working on something to kind of bring folks back to the life, or, some kind of eternal life potion, but I don't know the specifics of it, I don't think. In character, at least. Yes.
So in character, what you would have all been told, excuse me, is that Josk Took is what is within the ranks of the Zhentarim, a master level alchemist, which is essentially the top of the top point person for any and all projects within that realm of expertise, in this case, alchemy. In general, you had been told that he is working on what he and Vosik refer to as a Miracle Brew. It's been an attempt to increase the vitality and essentially safety of Zhentarim agents in particularly dangerous missions and outgoings in the case of potentially life-threatening situations. That would be information that all of you have.
So do you think we would know that Herman would possibly know this person personally, or not at all? Was he kind of a recluse, or not quite?
For all of you, actually, this is not someone that you would have met. You may have... Everybody roll a history check, please.
17.
7.
17 as well.
Okay, so we'll say for Foxy's character and Proper's character, I'm sorry, that is Herman and Dre, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You would not have met this person, but you may have been on operations/missions before this point that involved potions that he has made. So you would know that they are particularly potent, as well as effective, and you would be given, you would know from experience behind the explanation given to you for some potions that you've been given in the past, that the methods behind their development were very unorthodox, questionable at best ethics, and basically don't ask, don't tell kind of mentality.
I don't think any of that is against Zhentarim ideas.
Correct.
Ethics are but a tide shift. I suppose eventually, Dre does kind of like wheel over a bit, sit up in the cart, and just still scrolling, Herman. Anything interesting?
Not as far as I can tell. He's probably the closest I've ever seen to someone who's looking for, well, what I've been looking for so many years.
Yeah.
But this latest disappearance is gravely important that we find information. It's going to be a long day.
Every day is a long day.
Especially when you're the only one who drives the fucking cart.
Well,
I say from the front.
I tend to be a night owl, if you hadn't noticed.
I told you I can take over anytime you like, but you seem very insistent that the horses preferred you.
Well, last time we ended up in a ditch, so I'd rather get there as quickly as we can.
I've spoken with the horses. She's not lying.
All right, so after a brief exchange of conversation and information clarifying between the three of you, you would all experience a familiar sight, actually a small projection of Vosik. And for each of you, he appears directly in front of you. So you might see 2 or 3 different projections, depending on where you are orientated with each other. And I can show you this real quick. A sort of bluish outlined version of this face down to the torso, appears for you. Vosik is, you know that he is much, much older than his visage would lead lesser eyes to believe. He is several hundred years old and has been with and leading the organization for a lot of that time. So don't let the young-looking face fool you. However, he appears in front of all of you. Archival, not enough to like cloud your vision so you drive off the road or anything like that. However, he appears to you with this sort of scoff look and concern demeanor in his face and says, "Greetings, you're close, yes?"
Yes, you've been traveling for some time, and we are approaching the location now.
Yes, I'm glad you got a head start, because it seems I've been given a more precise location for you by way of an emergency message from Josk. And he's going to give a quick wave of both of his hands, and his visage will sort of dissipate as if a mist, and what will appear instead is the face of a changing humanoid to wolf to large cat to ape and several other shapes. And it's got kind of this in between each shape that it takes. And between each shape, you can barely make out the words emergency protocols. Give to the land to enter my sanctuary. Emergency protocols, on repeat about 2 or 3 times before it stops.
Well, that sounds exciting.
He always was one for dramatics.
Whoops.
Well,
along with this message came an exact location. And you will see each of the maps that you contain of the general Zhentarim Valley start to glow within your packs. And your, if you would look at it, you would see a small X placed right in the middle of the valley in a very desolate location, basically as far away from everything around it, including the main road, as possible. You will have to traverse into some hilled area. Not mountainous, not incredibly treacherous, more just kind of desolate.
I guess, yeah, Trey will kind of like slide up forward, maybe through the sort of front window towards where Dosira is driving, and just, we'll be heading to some hills. Do you think we can take the cart through there, or should we head on foot at a certain point?
No, once we get off the road, we'll be on foot. It'll be more trouble than it's worth trying to take this thing through there.
And since both of you can't fly...
I, in fact,
Sorry.
can. Don't be so presumptuous.
Excuse me?
He'll tap his boots with little golden wing emblems on them.
Quaint.
Always.
You will also find within your packs a little extra gift from Josk himself. I'm sorry I was not so forthcoming about it, but you know, I have to keep my skills in check as well. I would join you myself on this endeavor if I could, but it seems another insurgency within the ranks is in progress that I must attend to personally. In all your packs, you will each find a potion of vitality, as well as a potion of greater healing.
Might be necessary at some point.
If you're uncareful.
I am as careful as the moon is graceful.
So just like frantically adding things to my D&D Beyond character.
Oh, imagine actually keeping track of things like that and not just forgetting until they become important at some point.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah, right, this potion.
I can provide any further information as possible. However, you know almost as much as I do. Is there any further clarification I can provide?
How much danger should we expect on this?
My mantra has always been plan for the worst, hope for the best. In the case of a master who may be in trouble and has procced our emergency protocols, I would expect high level of danger.
And I'll be cleaning blood out of my robes again. Fantastic.
Do we know if his sanctum, as he calls it, is trapped?
Aside from the difficulty in finding it, I could only assume so. I know that his work has been incredibly helpful for our organization, and as I've told you before, with methods not so wholesome. But such is our way, is it not? I can also say that in the surrounding small towns of the area that you're in, we have noticed postings for volunteers that bear his signature, no doubt. However, it is new, even for him.
Sorry, you may have said this and I forgot. When he mentioned the gift to the earth, this is not a Zhentarim like code for something, or this is not normal procedure. This is like his thing, right?
Correct.
Cool.
Well, if we find these volunteers, any specific instructions for them?
Your first order of priority is to identify and help Josk in whatever way necessary and at all cost. Second priority would be any survivors of these volunteers, help them as you can as well. However, the number one priority is Josk, and if he has it, his finalized brew.
You think he's completed it?
We know that he was close, and until this message, which I just received this morning, he had missed his last scheduled point of contact with us, which is why I called you in the first place.
Of course. Well, we'll do our best. If our best is not good enough, then I guess we're not good enough to be in the Zhentarim. Good night.
You are among the best.
Morning.
My faith is with you. And he'll give a quick bow before his visage dissipates into thin air.
Well then, we have a target. However, if Herman can fly, Dorsaira, would you like not to walk?
You have another way for us to get there, I'd be more than happy.
Well, if Herman can get himself, I could offer you a ride, I suppose.
Sounds good to me. I'm not that heavy.
And I guess we'll wait till we get to a point where we have to get out of the cart before I do the thing, obviously.
Okay. At this point, you would be approaching about the closest spot to beeline off the road and into the hills to reach the location that's been indicated for you.
So, yeah, as he comes out of the cart, stretching because he's been sleeping all morning. Always could stretch my limbs for a bit. Sorry, this gets crampy. Just a moment. And he'll crouch over for a bit. You'll see feathers kind of blossom from the back of his neck and kind of begin to cover his whole body in sort of a white plume. It grows, and before you eventually is this large, puffy white owl. As I will burn a wild shape.
Nice. Okay. Anybody else doing anything in particular as you're on your way to X marks the spot?
I'll make sure my sword and shield are strapped on real tight before Dre picks me up. I will ask you, even though I know you can't answer me as an owl. What happens if you eat something?
Just the owl kind of like lift a wing to its beak. Just.
Huh. All right, let's go.
He'll just kind of lean himself down. He'd pick you up, but no hands.
No hands. Okay. I will need everybody to make a perception check, please, as you reach the location that's marked on your map. But for the most part, all you see is more hills.
17.
16.
So
Give me one
perceptive.
sec. I got a 9, but I want to remember if I had something that helped with this. I don't believe I do.
Okay. 17 and 16. So Dorsira, right? Is that what we said? Okay. Dorsira and Dre, you would notice one particular area in one low point of a valley between three different hills has a little bit more of a plateau than the other areas that you're near. And you would also notice several very small, like maybe a few inches off the ground, circles scattered throughout about a 250 by 250 foot area.
Well, I can't talk, but I would, I guess, nudge my head in that direction.
I assume that Dorsira is going to say it at least.
Wait, I'm a goddamn telepath. I'm a Kalashtar. Of course I can talk. What am I talking about? Hello?
There it
You know
is.
the character I'm playing? See, I told you guys it's going to happen at some point.
Just choose not to.
Yeah, fuck you guys. That's all it is.
Anybody know what that riddle meant?
I have a few ideas, but I'm not sure if any of them are any good.
Well, short of the owl shitting on one of these circles, I don't have any ideas.
You just hear faintly in the back of your head, I haven't eaten yet.
Well, give to the earth would imply that something the earth needs. Water, perhaps. Sunlight, perhaps. It could be as easy, as simple as, well, healing the earth, though something feels a little wrong with that.
Suppose we might get a better idea once we've landed.
Where are we flying to again? I'm sorry, I might have missed this.
This is the location that's marked with an X on your map that at the map view seems to be kind of like in the middle of nowhere in the area known as the Zhentarim Valley.
So yeah, I suppose if we assume those circles seem important, I guess I'll start slowly spiraling down towards those.
Okay. You can go ahead and make a new perception check, or perception or investigation. I'll actually leave that up to you.
I am only good at one of those things. So here comes perception. It's not a great roll, so it's only 14.
Okay. Even with a 14, you would notice a small... I know a lot of people don't like the word moist, but a small moistened area near an outer edge of this collection of small cylinders poking out of the ground.
The soil there seems disturbed. Let's head there at least. I imagine for a brief moment, Dre forgets he has a passenger and just dive bombs. And then he just touches down and just, like, sees you flop off and is like, very sorry.
Flop off into a roll and pop back up.
Of course.
A little warning next time.
Very sorry.
Herman simply shakes his head from up in the air and lowers himself down to the ground. Before touching, though, I'd like to cast Detect Magic on the area.
Okay. That is 30 foot, 30 foot radius with certain restrictions, correct?
Yes. I sense the faint aura around a visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. And the room is school of magic, if any. That's all.
Okay. You can easily sense the various powerful magical items that the three of you bear. Mm-hmm. What is your passive perception?
Passive is 16.
15.
Okay. And Dorsira, what's yours, just so I can try to take a mental note?
A nice solid 10.
Nice. All right. So Herman, with your usage of this spell, which would probably be kind of bread and butter at this point, as well as your passive perception, you would be able to tell that A, you're not sensing anything other than the known items that you guys are carrying, and B, at a certain point, directly in front of and below you, your aura of being able to sense definitely is being blocked.
Is it as in relation to these cylinders? Is it like directly in front of them, or is it the area entirely?
It is immediately in front of you and before the first cylinder, which would be rough estimate about 100 feet in front of you at this point.
Gotcha.
And this is with you guys standing, if I understood correctly, like right next to this moist area on the ground. I gotta figure out a different word.
Nope. Just run with it. Keep it. Don't back out now.
Swamp-like?
Muddy?
Bog?
Oh man, it's like a small a puddle that has been soaked into the ground. So it's not
fertile, but that's worse.
That is worse.
Nope. Definitely use fertile from now on.
Damp. There we go.
Herman's gonna reach around in his cloak and pull out a set of playing cards and kind of take them one at a time and chuck them across the area, all across this damp area here, and anywhere that both the edges and all throughout the middle, and see what happens when things touch it.
Okay. No check needed. It doesn't seem like anything really happens other than the cards that are touching the wet area getting a little wet.
Interesting. Well, they're obviously not living, but you know.
Mayhap this was someone who already gave to the earth. Your theory about water may have been correct, Herman.
Though if it's this much water and the earth still needs more, I'm not totally sure if that's completely correct, but we can try it anyway. If anyone has spells that creates water.
I got water walk.
I mean, for purposes
I have a lot of like necromantic spells. And so...
All right, I have an option. It is the only option I have for the sake of creating water, but it's an option. I'm gonna cast summon minor elementals.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, please do not urinate on this field.
I am gonna jump in and say I did fail to mention this to you guys. I apologize. I don't really do games that pay too much heed to like actually rationing out rations and making sure you have enough water for the day, etc. I just kind of hand wave that. So safe to say, if you want to just dump some water on the ground, you have water skins with water, so that you don't have to, use things if you don't want to.
You saying you don't want him to summon a water elemental for this one thing we barely understand?
To be fair, I can summon minor elementals and some elemental. I can also become an elemental. So you can still for 5 minutes.
You do you. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't making.
Watching Dre get ready to cast this big spell. Hold on a second. I'll take out my water skin and just dump it out.
Dre, who has forgotten to not be an owl in order to cast a spell, just goes, right, couldn't do that anyway, and then drops the water.
Awesome. Okay, so upon pouring some water into the ground right here, a couple things happen kind of at the same time. You would hear two loud thuds from the ground directly beneath you. With passive perceptions where they are, Herman and Dre, It would sound extremely similar to someone actually pounding onto a large slab of stone, or maybe a very thick, dense slab of wood. The water hits the ground, and you'll notice a few poofs of various colored mists coming out of some of the cylinders on the ground in front of you. And then the ground directly in front of you starts to rumble as a perfectly square shape of the ground depresses just about an inch and then starts to slide forward. And in front of you is revealed a steep stone staircase going down into complete darkness.
Really got to work on better riddles within the group.
I told you don't need magic for everything.
You did tell me that, I suppose. Just gets fun sometimes, I suppose, you know?
Do you want me to scout ahead?
You are the biggest and the strongest and the hatiest. So yes, please.
Most importantly, the quietest.
I'm offended by that.
Herman looks down at his chainmail and several pieces of very loud and very heavy armor and just nods.
Okay, so the marching order was Dorsira first, Dre second, Herman third. Did I get that right?
I think that sounds appropriate.
Cool. No
Okay.
one can hit me from behind. No one can hit me from in front.
I'll
Love
be
that.
maybe 15 feet ahead, watching for traps and other things, and just being quiet.
Surprise, Foxy, I'm a double agent.
That's pretty effed up, dude. I thought we were cooler than that, yeah? You know?
All right, and who among you, if any, have dark vision?
Wait, do I? Hold up. I actually might not.
Tieflings have dark vision, right?
Tieflings, I
imagine
believe
knowing
by
that.
default, yes.
They do, yes.
Cool. I have no idea where I would know that that's a thing.
It's in your... it should be, I believe, on your character sheet right next to or below your saving throws.
High elves have dark vision.
I am not a high elf.
Okay.
Sorry, I am.
I didn't know that.
I was adding to the conversation that yes, I do in fact have dark vision.
Fantastic,
This is one of those things I forgot to ask. Sorry about that. So, Dorsara, you have yes?
Yes, 60 feet.
And then, Dre is the only one who doesn't?
Got none.
Okay.
It's fine, I have a lantern. For you plebes without dark vision.
Hey now, that's offensive.
Okay, just going to fix that for you guys real quick.
Yes, that is the point of an insult.
I'm just saying. Feels a little bit, judgy.
That's just Herman.
Just saying, I don't judge you for things that you can't do.
Feet, dimming at 5. Okay, so I'm going to shift you guys onto a new page. Your view should revert to the far northeastern side of this map. And pardon me while I adjust for the stream view as well.
Hey, me.
Hey, Magic, this map is kind of large. Kind of very large.
That's a pretty big map.
And that scares me.
Did
Okay.
someone say dungeon crawl?
A little bit of that going on. Okay, I'm going to shift
yeah.
this here.
Bet you wish you didn't have spell slots now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, just to make sure, Dorsira and Herman should be able to see, and until we turn light on, Dre should not. Is that
That's all right, I can
correct?
see myself. That's all I need.
You can see yourself.
I've given him a lantern.
Okay.
Sorry.
That is
Whatever
okay.
pronouns.
So, we're going to have you... Nope, got to be on this page. We're going to have you emitting light
Cool.
with a torch.
Give off the light. I'm pretty sure I had some spells that did that too if I need to, but we're saving those because, hey, dungeon.
All right, so I think you should be all set. Is that correct, Foxy?
I'm good to go, boss.
Awesome. So, as the three of you descend just enough for your heads to clear the ground level, the slab of stone that had come away to reveal the staircase before you recedes back into its original location. And at the bottom of the stairs, you would see a body that at first glance seems to be partially decayed only in a few places. And passive perceptions would allow at least Dre and Herman to see that this thing just tumbled down these stairs.
That's an unfortunate end, I suppose. Shall we have a look-see?
I'll poke them with my boot.
I'm gonna stay back here.
All right. Is there anything you're trying to do or look for? It seems like you're going for some kind of reaction.
Yeah, seeing if it moves or reacts first, and if not, then I'll roll it over.
Okay. At first, nothing happens. So if you do roll it over, it would kind of flump onto its back. Its arms and legs still intact would sort of slump right into a neutral position right away, and you would notice a very faint as what was left of the life it had leaves its body. Dorsira, as the person right there, close enough to being, to touching it, you would also notice that the rotted and chunked away areas of its skin and muscle actually shift, as if basically phasing in and out to different locations of the body.
That's not right. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at. It's decaying, but it's moving around its body.
As if it's still animated, or worse?
I'd say something that Josk was working on would be worse, but I'd say let's not touch it.
Agreed. Shuffle around then?
Yeah, let me get ahead of the light at least. So if there's anything up here, I can sneak up unseen.
I could also just give myself dark vision if you'd like. I can cast Alter Self at will.
I mean, that would be easier.
Not a problem.
Real quick, magic, because I am a paladin, so I should probably do paladin things.
Sure.
I'm going just to use my divine sense and tell if this is a undead creature.
Ooh, okay. Could you ping divine sense for me, please? Or should I could just pull it up if...
I do not know how to do that in roll 20.
Ah, okay. We did not talk about the extension. That is okay. Divine sense. Presence of strong evil. And detect undead. Yes. Okay. You would be able to tell, without needing a check to glean more, you'd be able to tell that this is partially undead in ways that you would understand. But there's something that feels at first glance incomplete about it.
So he's half undead. One might say mostly dead.
Do I need to stab it to make sure?
I wouldn't mind personally.
Okay.
You certainly may, if you would like.
Yeah, I'll pull just a sword hilt out of my belt and speak a word in Infernal to it, and this red, almost glitchy blade of light appears out of it, my sun blade. And I will stab down into it.
Nice. At contact, you would hear a sort of searing and obvious burning sound as the blade sinks in. The body does not react in any way otherwise, but beneath it, a small amount of bluish, now greenish, now purplish, now red liquid emanates.
I quickly step back.
By the moon. That can't be natural.
Herman, your detect magic sort of goes wild at this for just a brief moment. Detect magic is 10 minutes, is it not? You're muted.
Yes, 10 minutes.
Okay. This is odd to you as well, because you would know from a vast amount of experience that detect magic is almost exclusive to items that and items that emanate from being magically infused in one way or another. The fact that it's coming from this body and only after it had been stabbed by Dorsira's blade is probably a first.
To be fair, it's any visible creature or object.
Yes.
Though it's also not supposed to be, I assume, really alive is a key factor in that.
Right.
Would you say that this body is almost a relic of some kind of magical power?
Relic meaning?
Like, it's not the one creating the magic, but it is magic that has been encased in a body.
What is your passive insight?
16.
That is, you would feel confident that is a good theory.
Sorry, I'm working off of City of Mist things where like relic is a defined thing.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay. And I'm all for narrative stuff, so I think I did mention to you guys I don't like relying on rolls when they're really not
that's fine.
necessary. So yeah, good narrative stuff happening. I'm all for it.
And also, I mean, this is my rule: is that if I know my character knows that I would mention to the group this fact that I've kind of worked out as I've been staring at this creature, and also I would mutter under my breath just so you can hear it that perhaps this is a for some reason it's sticking in my brain that this is a what is it called when a lich has a
phylactery?
That one.
There you go.
I almost feel like this is a phylactery inside of a human skin, and that's terrifying to me. But he writes a note in his notes and then quickly moves along.
I've always found death magic uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's the most pure type of dark magic.
That's one way to look at it, I suppose. Nonetheless, does this appear to be the work of our alchemist or something worse?
Probably one of those volunteers, I would guess.
Definitely something in his purview.
Mm-hmm. Which means we have to go further into here, don't we?
Most certainly.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, I'm putting this out then, and I guess Dre will hand Herman back the torch and thank him for the kindness. And then remember that he is a spellcaster and that I can cast Alter Self at will. And just shift his face a bit. He has like kind of like cat-like eyes now that kind of like shine like a golden in the light, and just that's better.
Okay, so now you have night vision going how far?
However far a feline creature would normally get it. So I suppose, I don't know, I'll say 60 for the sake of uniformity.
Yeah, that'll keep it simple enough.
There you go. Whatever you want, boss. It's your world. I'm living in it.
Yeah. All right, so the torch is... Well, I should ask that. Is the torch extinguished, or is that remaining?
Let's turn it off, just because it... turn it off, I say. Jesus. I'll blow it out to make sure that no one can see us in the dark.
Press the
Well,
off button
I
on
will
the
also
fire.
use turn it off for my sword because it is emanating sunlight at the moment.
Ah, yes. I need to remember that. Okay. So far as you can tell, one long hallway awaits in front of you and a closed stone slab behind you.
So I'll scout maybe 15, 20 feet ahead of everyone, but watching for traps and that sort of thing.
Okay. You can make an investigation check, please.
I'm good at this.
Another thing that I forgot to mention to you guys. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done a new thing with a new group. I am all for you guys. You guys have control of your tokens. You can move as you see fit, as long as you're not going through barriers that you see obviously in front of you until we decide what to do about those barriers.
Sorry about that accident. I was trying to go like in the middle there.
It's all good. Holding Alt while you move your token overrides the grid.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That works. That's the ticket right there.
Awesome.
I rolled an 18 plus 0 for 18.
Okay.
Oh, let's go. We love those.
I'm a great rogue.
18. So no traps within your purview, and I'm going to use one roll per room essentially, for that sort of thing.
Do you want a stealth check or anything from me?
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yes.
Then yes.
Out ahead of the group, I am trying to be very stealthy.
Okay. And the purpose of this is what precisely? Being stealthy.
In case there's something alive up here, I don't want to get jumped, separated from the group.
Fair enough. Okay, so what is that stealth check then?
15 plus 15 is 30.
Nice. You are the darkness. There's absolutely nothing that happens as you are stealthing your way through this hallway, and you eventually reach what would be clear to you as a barrier. Sorry, the line is a little off there, but in character, it would be clearly a stone double door at the end of this hallway.
I will stage whisper back to the other two. Always clear.
Wonderful news, and just slowly slink up behind her. Well then, what are we facing? Just a normal door?
Looks that way. Do you see anything magical, Herman?
Do I?
You do not.
Well, then let's stop being so precautious.
Precocious?
I meant cautious. Let's stop being so overly cautious and move along.
I'm with you.
Okay. I will, if it looks like a normal door, I will try to open it.
So, it is clearly a door. However, it's not normal in two very particular ways. First is that it's you can see a slit running down the middle, separating this what would look like a stone wall otherwise into two parts, one going right, one going left, and there is this intricate double-handled locking mechanism smack in the middle of it. And as you essentially grab this and sort of turn it, it sort of doubles over on itself to the side, and you can hear this massive metal slab clicking and shifting from either within or the other side of this door. And then you're able to press it forward just a bit, and just like the door to get into this cavern, it's sort of, the entire wall sort of depresses forward just like an inch, and then slides in a split fashion to the right and the left, revealing a large, open, somewhat curved room in front of you. And you would see on the southwest edge, next to another similar door, as well as to your east, or in character, your left, two more bodies sort of slumped against the wall. At first glance, they look very similar to the one that you encountered at first on the way in. And the last thing, before I'll hand it back off to you guys, is you'll feel this sort of rush of air come from behind you and into this room. And you can see dust particles and dirt sort of swirling on the left side and on the right side upward into small holes in the ceiling.
take out a ball bearing and just toss it across the room. See if anything happens.
Anything? No, nothing happens. The ball bearing basically hits the ground and rolls until it finds the first point it stops, whether that's a wall or the door in front of you or a body.
This room make anybody else nervous?
Everything about this place makes me nervous. But yes, to answer your question.
Well, looks like there's a door on the other side.
Sprint through or creep in?
I don't
Your
think
own
it's going to
point.
make a difference.
Your own point. I'll follow your lead.
Let's go.
Wrong direction. There we go.
Whee!
I finger slipped.
Was not prepped.
Sorry, stream. I didn't realize how much utilization of the edge I had gone with here. So let's fix that for you.
All good.
There we are. Okay, so we're just going straight to the next door? Not meant to be a leading
There's
question,
dust
just clarifying.
drifting up to the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. And at first glance, you can see that basically a focal point on either side of the curved sides of the room is about a 3-inch cylindrical opening in the ceiling itself.
Mm-hmm. Does that go like out to open air or?
We can't see light from him, is what we're assuming, I guess.
Right.
That is correct. So, I have to mention, I should have mentioned as you were entering the room because the door opened. Herman, you can sense a very faint illusion magic at those 2 points. The ceilings are only about 20 feet high.
So is it hiding something or showing something that we shouldn't be seeing? I'm going to take my same approach from earlier, which is now, if I do it more than once, it's going to start seeming like a character trait. And take his playing cards out and fling them up into the ceiling to see if they hit something that looks like it isn't there.
Okay. You are going to notice at the one of the 2 holes that you had chosen to do this, as the cards approached their sort of apex and you'd expect them to start falling down, all but maybe 1 or 2 come falling back to the ground. And those 2 cards keep kind of spinning upward as if they're caught in the very draft that you can see and feel. And for a moment get kind of stuck on that focal point and then bend and get sucked in through the cylinder.
What does the door look like on the other side of the room they're standing in front of?
That these guys are standing in front of?
Yes, the one that I'm very clearly not standing in front of for trap-related reasons.
Ah, okay. It looks exactly the same as the one you have just opened.
I love that you're like, let's go, and then you let us run in the room, and then you start asking questions.
They're like, yeah, let's stop being so cautious. And we're like, let's run in. And you're like, oh, those idiots. Good luck.
Because something tells me the second I step over the threshold, we're losing oxygen.
Yeah.
Dre, at this point, we'll come over to you guys for a second. Dre, you would notice one small, basically like a twine, not quite even a rope, a very, very thin twine dangling down to just above your head height that goes up to the ceiling at the southeast corner, basically, of where this door ends.
There's a rope over there. I wonder if it's probably some sort of trap trigger. I shouldn't.
There's a what there? I didn't hear what you said there, Foxy.
There's a line of twine or rope over there. I'm thinking I could go pull it, but it's probably a trap trigger.
Well, try it or don't. We'll walk to the next door, I think.
Well, here goes nothing. And I'll just, I guess, yeah, grab it and pull it.
Okay. When you pull it, you'll see a small red vial descend from the ceiling, as if it's just free falling for just a second. But because you decided to pull and hang on, it will stop. And you'll see this maybe 3-inch long cylindrical tube, about an inch wide, of a potion that starts red and then turns orange and yellow and white and then back to red, and kind of flipping back and forth between that color scheme. You would understand that this was indeed a trap, but for the moment you are safe.
Well, lucky me, I suppose. I'll just kind of hold on to it, look back at Dorsira, just, I'll go ahead and just hold on to this for now. You all figure out some way to get that door open.
Dorsira?
Can we tell how the vial is, how it's being held aloft? 'Cause that's the trap, right?
Yeah, so at first glance, you would be able to safely assume that, the two ends of the twine, and Dre had one of them, and the other end was tied to this vial, and at some point at or near the ceiling, it's being anchored. But Dre, did you say you pulled it down completely, or you're just kind of hanging onto it there?
I think he'll hold on to it for now, kind of look back to the group and ask them if he should like bring it down slowly to like grab it, or just leave it there because it might be volatile or easily broken.
So yeah, go ahead.
If you have gloves of some kind, I would recommend bringing it down. If it falls for any reason, it could be quite more dangerous.
Yes, I'm usually more paws than gloves. You're the one with the armored gloves, but
at long last, Herman will enter the room and don some gloves.
we got gloves. And I guess as Herman comes close, Dre will just like slowly lower the pulley trap that would have probably killed us, and like just directly lower the potion slowly into Herman's hands and not let go of the rope until it is directly in Herman's hands, like nestled, not like above him, just in his hands firmly.
Okay.
And Dre will like close his eyes. And
Do I recognize what this is?
Let me check something real quick. Let's have you roll a straight D20. 11 up will be yes. A 10 down will be no.
So close. 9.
Okay. You would at least know that, throughout your travels, adventures, dangerous missions, etc., you've experienced many a potion. Again, especially because of indirect deliveries from the very person you're trying to find through the Zhentarim, and the Order basically helping you out as much as they can with such supplies. You definitely do not recognize this potion. It's not something that you've seen or experienced before. Or poison, I should say. I just default to potion.
Who knows what it is?
is every potion a poison?
I will
about it?
carefully pocket it among my other potions and whatnots.
Okay. One particular trait you might notice as you sort of look at it and then get it close to your body, put it away carefully, is that it is slightly warm to the touch. Not in a sense that might feel dangerous necessarily, like you might burn from touching it, but like slightly warmer than lukewarm water.
Makes sense. It's all the fire colors, so really, I shouldn't be surprised. So, what's blocking us with this door? Do we need a puzzle? We have a puzzle to solve once again?
Looking at the door, what do I see?
Basically the exact same sort of double-handled apparatus that donned the first door.
Seems to be the same as that one. Give me just a moment. I'll try to open it.
All right.
Best of luck. We've already seen at least one trap here.
No check necessary. While it does take a good amount of oomph to turn this, it seems that mechanically it was meant to do so when given the right leverage and direction. So the handles spin around their center as they did before. You hear this massive clanging of metal shifting and settling in a particular spot after the finish of the turn. And as you press the door, again, it sort of depresses inward about an inch and then splits one half to your left, one half to the right into the walls that they recede into. And you are led to a turn in the hallway ahead of you. I think this is a perfect spot for us to take our first short break of the night, if that's okay with you guys.
Sounds good to me.
All right. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. All right, we're back. We said short break, we meant short break. All right. Proper, you mentioned just before we came back in that you'd like to check out this body.
I would.
Go ahead and make an investigation check, please.
The dice are not kind tonight. That's a 9 on investigate.
Okay. Even with a 9, at least at this glance, you're able to tell that this body bears a lot of similarities to the original one. Save for the fact that this one is definitely completely gone of life. Long before the point that you checked it out. So notable that the...
Oops, sorry.
I was just going to finish with notable that the same sort of lesions and chunks of missing skin and muscle seem to be phasing in and out of different areas of the body, just like the first one.
Can I tell why this person, if this person came here or was left here? Like, this isn't a guard next to a door that suddenly died, or is it?
An assumption that broad, with your 9, you feel pretty safe about. You would be able to easily tell that this body isn't wearing anything other than tattered rags.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about the extent of it.
That's all I need to know.
Okay. Anything else?
Onward we go.
Indeed.
Right. I guess I will quietly move forward and peek around this corner.
Okay.
Back into marching order, lads.
Coming to the corner, you can see some bright light emanating from a room in front of you, after going down a bit more of some hallway, and the edges of at least 1 or 2 chairs as you start peeking around.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Looks like we have a room up ahead.
There's light up ahead as well. Is that normal or magical?
Oh, good, a waiting room. How mundane.
Proper, you are able to detect very faint, I forget if it's transmutation or something else magic, but essentially the permanently or long-term burning spell on these torches. I forget what it's called.
Do we need to get the frog metaphor ready for you? Oh, he doesn't know.
I'm lost on that. Fill me in.
He doesn't know. I think it's a frog. But basically, yes, there we go. Based on what illusion magic, you make someone look like a frog. Transmutation, you turn someone into a frog. Enchantment, you make someone think they're a frog. Conjuration, you make a frog appear. Abjuration, you protect the frog. Evocation, you kill the frog. Necromancy, you revive the dead frog. Divination, you know that it is actually a toad and not a frog the whole time.
Oh, I love it. That's some bit of wonderful.
I don't know if that helps you with your torches, but
Now do that all again.
Frog equals
with
torch.
it was a great tangent for a moment.
It made me laugh, and that's what we're here for, having fun and getting some laughs when we can. Details, not important. It is a very faint, weak magic that is clearly intended for just keeping the torches lit. And yes, you now see a series of chairs around an abnormally large room with basically the same double stone door at the western edge of this room. A smaller, but still, even from this distance, clearly very hardy stone single door in this corner. And that would be about it.
Well, it would appear the main concourse would be through that door just ahead of us.
Yeah,
But this side door certainly looks promising.
Yeah, either a closet or a more direct route, I would think.
Only one way to know.
Does this smaller door look like it's locked? Or anything? Anything like that?
Yeah, so since you guys are right here checking it out, I would say no check necessary. You can see a similar circular locking mechanism, but much smaller than the massive double door mechanism, like right in the middle of a split door. This is very much like what we out of game would know as a deadbolt.
Well, that's not coming open anytime soon.
Are you saying deadbolts exist in universe, but we don't know the term for them?
We can just call it a deadbolt. So yes.
Cool.
Well, we could try to brute force it.
Clarification. Deadbolted, but you can see there is a handle.
We're on the inside, not the outside.
Yes.
Got it. Well, then we should not brute force it and probably just open it.
Yeah. I open it, see what's in there.
Okay. Another hearty click, but proportionate to the size of this door rather than a massive double door. And this opens. You would actually notice that on the other side of the door, an exact replica of the deadbolt handle exists. So you can see it locks and unlocks from both sides.
Hard dislike.
Yeah, I'm
And our normal friend, our normal door friend here.
Looks exactly the same as the others to this point.
If I give it a hearty turn, does it turn?
It sure does.
Then I give it a hearty turn.
Okay, it'll give you the same series of clanks and bangs of metal and stone, and you'd understand that to be unlocking. Do you do anything else with it?
I don't like the way you've asked this question.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean, again, I never mean to be leading with my questions or not, but I did want to make it clear that unlocking these doors and opening these doors is two separate things. We've been
Yes,
kind of...
I'm opening this door.
Okay. So you will open to another clearly wider than the southern hallway, very much like the ones that you've experienced to this point. And very similar to the rounder room on your way in, you would feel a small gust of air rush in, and you would easily be able to notice that it travels to, again, another couple of focal points in the ceiling, leading up to small 3-inch cylinders.
Any luck with the door over there, folks?
It
leads
opens.
to another door.
Is
How about
your
yours?
hallway equally trapped?
Well, can't be certain, but probably.
Do we have the same cylinders in this hallway, the small one, or no?
No.
No? Just a normal hallway over here.
We didn't technically figure out what to do with the small holes from the previous one, so let's go through your hallway first. We can
Agreed.
always come back this way if need be. Onward, Dorcia. Syra. Fantasy names. Who needs them?
Yeah, right. I'll, I guess, open this door as well.
Okay.
It seems safe.
It has the
Maintain
exact.
marching order.
You can make an investigation check if you'd like to check it for safety first.
Sure, I'll make an investigation. I'm terrible at these.
We might all be.
I'm relatively at them.
Why did?
Um,
Did it roll it in roll 20? Oh,
it did.
never
It
mind.
did. Okay.
I forgot I had the beyond 20 thing on. Yeah, 13.
Okay. So you do not notice anything abnormal about the walls or the door in front of you or the ceiling above you by way of traps.
Lovely.
Sorry, Herman, did you have something else that you wanted to add?
Oh, I just rolled as well, and I rolled a 15, which is not much better.
Okay. Yeah, so you're both pretty confident that there's nothing rigged here. However, with your 15 and 13, you would notice as you opened the door that a small object is falling from the ceiling. Because you see it, you may both make a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh. Guess I should have rolled
Sorry,
two, huh?
who saw it?
Jesus,
of
when
you.
did my dex get to be plus 10?
So Dre and actually all three of you, I'm going to say it's close enough.
Dex saving throw. That's a 7. Wait. Nope. I only have advantage on stealth. Never mind. Sucks to suck.
Herman, what was yours? And Dorsira?
17 for me.
Okay.
13 for me.
Okay, so Herman from down the lane.
Yeah, I just jump out of the way, I guess. Yeah.
So yeah, what is your reaction? You have the opportunity to take some sort of reaction to seeing an object falling from the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm stepping around this corner.
Okay.
I'm not, I mean, I would say I'm assisting my friends, but that doesn't feel like the Zhentarim way.
Oh, sorry. I have. Chat gave me. Sarhakalot gave me.
Oh, you did get an advantage, yes.
Yeah.
I have a +2 for future use.
Yeah, I
Perfect.
don't think my +2 would help me out much. So I'm just going to go ahead and
19.
tuck it.
19?
Yep.
Okay, you have the opportunity to react to this object falling from the ceiling.
Thank you, Heck. I guess. Yeah, I'll jump into the room. Does it look like Dre's not moving?
At this very moment that you're just sort of reacting to the thing in front of you, all you can tell is that you moved first.
I will reach back and grab Dre's arm or the arm of whatever clothing or armor they're wearing, and I will try and yank them through the door with me.
Okay.
I will happily be yanked.
Okay. You essentially lurch through the door, and as you get just past this small object that fell from the ceiling, you hear a small clattering of glass on the floor from the opposite side of this door. And for a moment, you see this black sort of mist emanate up into the air and vanish, and I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws at this point.
Am I good at those? Nope, but my con counts as being 19 while I have this amulet of health on. Unfortunately, I rolled a 6. So I got a 10, and I'm going to add my +2 from chat to get a 12, and hopefully that helps me out some.
Okay.
I got a 23.
Oh! All right, so the 23 saves. The 10, unfortunately, does not. Dre, you're so caught off guard, and then this smoke just sort of hits you in the face. Dorsira, you have the wherewithal to just sort of hold your breath for a second until it dissipates. Dre, you are going to all of a sudden feel really groggy, and then just sort of tired. You are suffering from level 1 exhaustion.
Huh. I could do with a nap suddenly.
And then with the rest of the room, a sort of continued small rush of air, very similar to before, comes from this room and out into the main area, where it sort of wisps away into the ceiling cylinders again.
I think it's safe now, Herman.
Well, we couldn't avoid every trap, yeah?
Are you okay?
I'll live.
Well, what did we find then?
So coming in and gathering yourselves, you would see the makings of a sort of combination bedroom office sort of setting. A messy, unmade bed on the southwest corner, clearly for one person, is accompanied with a circular table in the middle of a room with several chairs strewn about, one chest of drawers on the northwestern corner, and then several stocked full bookcases on the eastern wall. The table itself contains a few objects, including clearly a stack of papers, a plate, and some kind of orb that doesn't look familiar from where you are at the moment.
Herman approaches the papers. The very low-res papers.
Yay for free programs.
Yeah, Dre will go for the bookshelf, I guess. Groggily and just kind of slowly. Like, I'll see what these are, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, I would have offered to make you a map, but that would mean I'd know what the map looked like, so that'd be kind of cheating.
True. All right. Anything in particular you're looking for, Herman?
I'm trying to see if these are Josk notes. Why did you choose this name? And I'm trying to see if this is Josh's notes. And
Josh. No check necessary. It does seem to be notes indeed. Among some other papers, various dates are going to be written. So what you see at first glance is just various dates, and they are, for the first three papers will be in a descending order. So the topmost paper is dated as actually today. The next one is dated as yesterday, and the one after that 3 days ago. And then papers below that are various scattered dates much farther back than that. But upon reading these, you will get 3 entries. I'll read them to you here, and then I will copy paste them into the Discord so you don't have to worry about writing it all down. The most recent one says, scratched name out here, sent me designs for encapsulating the souls of those who may terminate during trials. This has proven most useful. The inanimate objects theory has received some beautiful enhancements. Preservation of one's soul's connection to the body during hyper-extreme physical distress is remarkable. Now for the mental as well. That is the most recent.
Those bodies in the hallway don't have souls, but they might still be sort of alive.
Great.
Oh, that's
This
not...
is out of character because Herman does not fucking care. This is fascinating to him.
Awesome. The second paper, again, the one dated as yesterday, says, later I moved to brews that could animate inanimate objects, but moved to simple defined function rather than the risk of random result. The enhancements to the constructs are nothing short of miraculous. And then the final paper of nearest date, at least, which is 3 days ago from today, I started with small steps, perfecting formulas to drastically enhance the senses. First batches were, as expected, messy but insightful. More volunteers lost in the process, but for the greatest cause I've yet to endeavor. So, I will copy paste that for you all into our group chat in Discord. From like reading it normally top to bottom, again, it's going to be 3 days ago, 2 days ago, or sorry, 3 days ago, gap, yesterday, today. Scratched out name. There we are. While you're processing that, Foxy, is there anything going on with these bookshelves?
I think Dre is mostly just trying to, I guess, like, I think he'll first look for like any sort of like titles across spines, to, like try to keep it simple. So like see if it's like a library or like a collection of notes is my first, I guess, like lens in.
Okay. Can you make an investigation check, please?
I can happily do that, boss.
And I believe that is at... Is that a disadvantage with first level exhaustion?
Probably.
Let's look it up just to make sure.
Oh, and of course I rolled 21.
Disability
Oh,
on...
it's all right. I rolled 21 and an 18. I'll take it. Whatever. Who cares?
Okay. I misspoke, not disability. Disadvantage on ability checks. So notable, not saving throws, just ability checks.
Oh, well, that's actually pretty helpful.
Yes. So, despite your sudden onset exhaustion, you would notice that one book in particular seemed to have been hastily put back into its place. So it's sticking out a little more than the others. You see an amalgamation of different titles. Bandit of My Imagination, Witch of Next Year, Cats with Determination, Assassins of the East, etc., etc. This random smattering of texts, fantasy books, fiction and nonfiction, but the one that sticks out is entitled Becoming Immortal.
Little on the nose, I suppose, but I guess I'll pull that one out.
Whether you believe it or not, I actually used a random book name generator to get some of these titles, and that one came up on the first list.
I can believe it.
Too fitting.
I can believe it. Totally believe it, actually. 100% believable. Well, I think, yeah, he pulled that one out, kind of just like thumb through it a little bit, just, I'm assuming it's like a fiction book of some kind.
Actually, we'll stick with your 18. It seems to be a sort of compilation of various authors' more philosophical thoughts on the theories around mortality, the soul and the body, an analysis of the planes and how they interact with the soul and body in life and in death. That sort of like very high level philosophical and theory based thinking.
Ah, so it's that on the nose. Got it.
Let's shift over to Dorsira real quick. Is there anything happening for you over here? Or are you kind of just observing what your companions are doing?
Well, they're handling the notes and books, which I wouldn't be much use for. So what is this over here? Just kind of poking through his other belongings, see if we can get a sense of them. If Herman has said what he found, it seems like he was alive today. So just poking through, seeing what else
We
is
find
in
out
here.
that Josk has an impeccable fashion sense.
Yeah, so you sift through this chest of drawers, and it's clearly a series of sets of clothing. And you know what? Let's say it. He has an impeccable sense of fashion. If I could put you guys on the spot, what's his sense of fashion like? If it's impeccable.
I've heard that purple pointy hats are all the rage right now.
Nice. We'll say he has 4, all of varying shades of purple, in order of darkest to lightest.
You get that. So gotta, fall to light, different hats for different seasons,
There you go.
This is my summer purple right now.
His robes are all crushed velvet.
Oh, Lord, this man is out of control.
Hey, listen, if it's in.
You can make an investigation check, please, Dorsira. Well, actually, I should
16.
have said perception, but that's okay. No consequence of that.
They're
16
both +0, so.
Okay, perfect. So, you find nothing really out of the ordinary for this chest of drawers. It seems to be just a perfectly mundane arrangement of clothing.
Except for the sheer amount of crushed velvet.
Just far too much crushed velvet.
Well, it means he was doing good work up until the very last. Though I'm not sure who or what might have, well, finished him off. So, hold on. Timeline question real quick.
Mm-hmm.
His last check-in was due when?
3 days ago.
But he has notes from today.
And we got his, like, SOS message today?
Vosek got his SOS message today, and he showed it to you today.
Yes. Was he so wrapped up in his work, or did someone take over?
And
Okay.
or whatever struck at him is still here.
This is a stretch, and I appreciate that this is a stretch, but I did say that Herman has been working very closely to read up on this guy's work.
Okay.
And this isn't really how things work, but we can pretend. Is this his handwriting? Might I know this?
Let's have you
can
make a
say
history
no.
check. No, I'm very much of a yes and, very much more so than a no person. And you did tell me that there's some background there, so I'm going to have you make a history check, but with a lower DC than what would be normal because of that.
I did still roll a 19.
Awesome. It would be obvious to you that this is indeed his handwriting. You may have studied some of his manuscripts or some of his direct writing, so you would know for sure.
Lovely. I just need to ask that because if someone took over and started doing their own research, that would be a reason that he would stop responding. But evidently, something new has happened, and he got sucked into his work. Hopefully not literally.
It also does run the possibility that whatever silenced him is still here.
Oh, and archival, just because you mentioned it, we will say that Herman did read these all aloud as you were investigating other parts of the room when Magic read them aloud. I think we won't find any more information here. We need to go further into his, I don't want to say lair, but lair.
Certainly seems like one, doesn't it?
No, it's a lair.
possible
We can
he's
call it a
still
lair.
here.
That's the thing with these folks. Why can't I remember what they're called? Damn it.
Oh, I did forget.
Forgetting words ruins all of my jokes, and it's always a problem.
I've found that forgetting words tends to ruin a lot of things.
All good. Proper, I did forget one thing. I apologize. And I'll say this happens at the very apex of your Detect Magic's time. The crystalline orb sitting at the southern edge of that table there is emanating some magic.
I should be able to tell what school if you know it off the top of your head.
I don't, so I'm going to say this is accurate. It is the same school of magic as the torches in the previous room.
Can I pick this orb up?
You can.
Does it react to me picking it up?
As a finger touches it, it will emanate bright light.
And I don't have very much arcane knowledge. At least Herman doesn't have very much arcane knowledge beyond what his paladin world is. Do I recognize what this might be?
It would be easy enough because it is simple enough that it is merely a non-fire-based magical torch of sorts. It is simply a magically based light source.
Okay, that sounds good. He'll place it back down because he doesn't want, same as before. He'll use his dark vision if he's in a dark room, and he'll move along.
Okay.
The next room is booby-trapped, as we've learned previously. I'm not sure we quite figured out an appropriate way to stop it from happening. Unless anyone here has a good workaround.
Run really fast?
It looks like there are multiple doors, though.
Indeed. I suppose if we're planning on seeing another one of those traps like before where something falls on us, we'd have to be quick enough to react to it, but perhaps I could cast a spell of some kind to hold it off. I'm not sure what I have that might work here. Probably nothing useful. Yeah, no, nothing really useful here. Except reverse gravity, maybe. But that's a little intense. Well, unfortunately, it's my only plan. Besides that, Actually, I do have a second plan. I'll just grab the thing before it hits the ground, yeah? If I can fly, I can just hold it as a small bird or something. I'm being a lot of birds today.
He will watch as you do this.
Yeah, just walking forward and just mumbling to myself, just what's with me and birds today?
I don't want to say waiting for you to fuck up, but like waiting for something dangerous to happen.
I'm probably gonna fuck this up, so I expect that. That's fair. I appreciate that.
What is also great is you know that I have winged boots, so I could just walk along and hold my hand up.
Well, I guess that's fair.
But
Yeah.
Herman is not the kind of person to correct others. Well, not all the time.
Really? I feel like you've done that to me several times already. All right, fuck it. Burn my last wild shape. Yeah, I will just become, I don't know, some kind of bird-like creature. I could be a whole fuck ton of them. Pick a bird. I'm that bird right now.
All right.
Envision in your mind a bird.
I'll say, for the sake of keeping the theme right, we'll go with a not as giant, but still very fluffy and white and adorable owl, because we're keeping the whole moon theme.
Okay.
And I'll just hoot at Herman and then flap my way into, up to the door and wait for Dorsira to open it so I can try to fly in quickly and get my
Well, the
little
door
talons
would
on
be
over.
open from last time, so you're all set.
Well, then we're just going. We're gonna go through, and I'm gonna keep my little talons up, waiting for whatever drops on us. Hopefully, I can grab it. If I can't, I'm sorry if we all die.
Then I guess we will sans Herman head for this first door.
But it
Okay.
would also tell us if walking into the room is the problem or if not. So we'll wait for the DM to say something.
This is an astute observation. As Dre flies in, and then shortly after Dorsira walks in, nothing happens. So you get to the next door.
Wild.
It is exactly the same as the first single hefty stone door that you'd seen to this point, also deadbolted.
Open it up.
This will also open up right away, and upon swinging the door open, you will hear a series of moans and scratches happening from the next door in front of you.
Oh my. Bad time to burn a wild shape, huh?
Well, make your way down to the end of the hallway just to be sure, why don't you?
Yeah. Just offer a little nod and flick down the hallway. Why not? Just see what's up there.
Banded,
What doth my owl eyes perceive?
banded double doors, just like the others to this point.
Well, more doors. I will fly back over here and inform Herman that there are more doors.
Do we try those first, or do we see what our prize is behind door number 1?
I'm going
I'd say a hard no on that, unless we absolutely have to.
Oh, whoops.
I don't want to see living versions of any of this undead nonsense.
Well, unfortunately, those mostly living things might be the closest we can get to some answers around here for now.
I'm going to unlock this door.
Listen, I'm also not fighting. I'm a small bird right now.
The northern part of the hallway.
Okay. This double door is not locked. So it does have that massive double latch turn, just like the ones before it, leading into a short version of this wide hallway up to another double banded door. However, you would be able to easily notice, differently from opening new areas to this point, a small breeze of air coming from this direction is significantly cooler than everything around you has been to this point.
Tell me, as a man who works with death, is this A, magical cold, B, spooky cold, or C, natural cold?
I'm going to have you make actually a survival check.
An unnatural 20.
Ooh.
Okay. You would be able to tell that if it is magical, it's minor. It's not very powerful magic if it is magical at all. Mm-hmm. And you would understand that in the depths of such a place, you'd be able to piece together that this is most likely an area of preserving things.
Either the walk-in or the morgue. Take your pick.
Well, if we're not splitting, then we have to go either this way, that way, or go meet our friends. Please keep in mind, I am currently still a small bird.
Herman will turn and investigate this door before we make any bold moves.
Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Not looking for anything. I'm unlocking the door if it's possible.
Okay. You would notice that it is indeed locked. As you try the latch, it'll wiggle a couple times, and you can hear the iconic sound of stone and metal rattling against each other, but it does not yet turn.
Is this the kind of door that has a key, or is this the kind of door that has something else that keeps it closed?
You would be able to notice easily enough that there doesn't seem to be any sort of keyhole or other mechanized method to open it.
Okay. Any thoughts, anyone?
I haven't got much, honestly.
Is there any writing on the door of any kind?
There is not.
Excellent. So, it leaves us with two options so far until we have more information. Cold storage room or vermin room?
Well, my vote's cold storage, given gestures vaguely at small avian self.
Yeah, let's go with the non-moaning room first.
Much as we love moaning, we don't like it now.
Ah.
We are unlocking up the door as you just did it. Lovely.
All right. So this door was not locked.
Ominous and low-res dark vials.
The consequence of having one large map is having to make it a little bit lower res so that people's connections can handle it. So
listen, the resolution's in your mind, all right? You have to imagine the resolution.
Yeah. Are you saying you don't want to break it up into 17 pieces and slowly reassemble the map together?
Yeah. Not exactly. Anywho, so as this door opens, you would get a more significant thrust of cold air. not to the point of being dangerous or damaging you or hurting you in any way, but significantly cooler. And immediately you would notice the 2 tables in the middle of the room completely empty, save for a couple of scattered vials of liquid. And then all throughout the outer edges of the room would be a series of large crates, small crates, and shelves. And from what you can see, at least on the open-faced shelves, would be this cacophony of herbs, plants, and parts of creatures. Meticulously sorted.
So quite literally storage then. Anything useful in here, we think? Or do we keep moving?
I don't want to be that person, but I do want to clarify the scene. A cacophony is a weird mix of discordant sounds.
Oh, sorry.
So is it just a mess, or are things like actually alive?
No, that's just me trying to use big words and not doing so quite correctly. It is
English is a made-up language.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
It's a massive and diverse collection. I will put it that way. A massive and diverse collection of
cornucopia.
There it is.
I only know because I love the word cacophonous.
Fair
hello,
enough.
Cole and your party of 7. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, thank you,
Hey,
Raiders.
Sexy, how you
Welcome.
doing? Come on.
We've just entered the meat locker, for lack of a better term. But it is also it's not just
I'm
meat.
a fan.
We found the meat.
Yep.
Can I tell what someone might have most recently taken from here or been using in here?
You can make an investigation check.
Because if he's been working nonstop for the last whatever many days,
How high do these stacks of crates and things go, DM?
The shelves at the northern edge of the room go floor to ceiling, 25 feet. And the crates themselves are about 3 to 4 feet high and about 7 or 8 feet long for the long ones, and then they're cube for the short ones.
I guess I'll just go and check out the higher end shelves, or the higher up shelves of this one while I'm still bird-like, and just see if I can help out with the investigation of things.
Okay.
As for the investigation, I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12.
Could we argue that my helping him gives an advantage since I'm investigating the higher up shelves?
Absolutely.
Let's do this thing again.
Do it.
I mean,
I have faith in you.
I mean, really, you should investigate yourself because I'm so poor. Yeah, that is 5.
Well, you know, I'm not much better at intelligence or at investigation, I'm pretty sure.
Herman is wise and strong.
8.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's 12, y'all.
All right, so Dorsira's the party brain cell. We figured it out. That's okay.
Okay, so I did have different levels of what to give you for different roles, roll ranges for this. So, for what you have gotten, you would at least be able to tell that both the greatest area of dedication of labeled space, as well as the greatest amount of unoccupied space, is labeled as various creatures' blood and bone dust.
Huh.
Out of character. Hard no and hard no.
In character, gross and gross.
In character, fascinating and fascinating.
Just to make sure, is that hard no like we're hitting some veils and or lines?
No,
okay.
it's fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Hard no as in gross and bad. Please don't want.
Okay.
Hard
Just
no
got to
as
make sure.
in, that's terrifying, and I'm scared for my character.
That's horrifying. Give me more.
I do want to ask
Just
Drosira,
like Grandma used to make.
you're hanging back here. Are we commanding too much of the conversation, or are you intentionally hanging back here?
No, I'm hanging back. I am also shit at investigation. Apparently, like the entire party. I don't know why they sent us.
Yeah, why did they send us? We're fucking... The worst possible collection of agents to send on this mission.
I have a +0 in perception and investigation, so I'm no use for this. I'm doing the only thing
I don't
I'm good
believe
at,
in
standing
dumb
guard.
stats, but something tells me we fucked up on this one.
I think we did. I am keeping watch, so whatever's moaning back there doesn't sneak up on us.
Okay. Intentionally doing so, you would hear the occasional scratch of basically stone against stone, and continued occasional moan emanating from that area. But otherwise, nothing really changes about what's happening behind you.
Going to repeat, do not like.
It is time to face our fears, friends.
Do we have to? Can we take a 5-minute break first? So I can
He
get
will
my
give-
wild shape back.
He will give
Walk in
you
5 minutes.
the hardest of glares and walk out of the room.
I'm still a bird, so I'm just gonna look back at you like a bird and then fly after you dejectedly.
You can flap in their face and help us out.
Exactly. Don't worry, I'll be not a bird once we start fighting, so I can cast spells and be useful. But for right now, I'm an owl.
I will say a word in Infernal and light my glitchy red sun sword up.
Oh, hell yes.
Nice.
Oh, fuck, we're doing cool combat setups. Fine, all right. I'll come out being a bird. God damn it.
No, stay a bird. It's fine. You can come out anytime you want, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's a bonus action for me.
Yeah, you could give me advantage on hits using flyby.
There you go. Exactly. I'll just get in their fucking face. Hiya!
Shame no one
Call,
here is a rogue.
motherfucker.
What do I
yeah.
find if I unlock this creepy door with creepy sounds behind it?
Probably something creepy.
You find the need for a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Why didn't you let me go first?
I thought that was the agreed upon plan.
It's fine because I do have a 26.
That's a
Okay.
good number.
Okay. You open this door and see several creatures that look very similar to the dead bodies that you had experienced on the way in. The two immediately in front of you, Herman, look at you and immediately pounce. You are just barely able to react quickly enough that the first one doesn't knock you over, but is now trying to grapple you. And you would notice that this particular being is glaring at you with bloodshot red eyes and has just overlapped skin where a mouth should be.
Oh.
Now we're going to need to roll initiative.
Oh. I don't like either of those things. Ah! I rolled a 1.
So that's a 20 from Dorsira, a 19 from me, and a 3 for...
Big tray. I'm a bird, guys. It's okay. Wait, hold on. Actually, the bird might have better dex than me. Hold on. I might be able to have a better initiative. Okay, my initiative went up by 1. I have 4 initiatives.
Okay. Herman, I'm sorry, was a what?
19.
And then Dorsira.
Dirty 20.
All right. As part of the surprise, Herman, I need you to also make a strength saving throw. So the dex was to prevent being knocked over. A strength save is going to see if you can break from being grappled to open this combat.
That is a 13.
Okay. This thing has you by... what are you wearing? Do you have like a robe or... no, you're paladin. Are you wearing armor?
I'm wearing chainmail and a robe, yes.
Okay, so let's say it's got you by like the upper lapel area of your robe to start, but you are still on your feet. You're still able to function as normal that way. Let's sort highest to lowest here. That did not work.
It's also not visible to us if you'd like it to be.
No, I do initiative tracking separate because it always seems to complicate a little bit more when I have to flip back and forth between these. So the order, just so you guys know, because I think that's only fair, is going to be Dorsira, Herman, then these things, then Dre.
Good to me.
All right, Dorsira, you can see, I'm going to say, even if you can't see with your token, you can see two of these things. The first of which has lunged at Herman and is now grappling him by the robes and armor. What would you like to do?
So Herman is not considered incapacitated, correct?
Correct.
The wording on this ability is very specific. Yeah, then I'm assuming Herman is willing, but tell me if he's not. I'm assuming you want to move.
That would be nice.
Okay. I'm going to run and I'm going to kick off the wall up over Herman and come down and interpose myself in between them, kicking Herman back. I'm using my bait and switch maneuver. So I'm moving Herman 5 feet back and getting down in front of this creature.
Are you able to break a grapple with that?
So it says, as long as the creature is willing and isn't incapacitated. Those are the only two.
Okay, so because there's a grapple involved, and because this ability is so fucking cool, especially the way you described it, it's going to be a pretty low DC. But let's see if you can break the grapple with an athletics check.
Athletics.
Which of us?
Sorry, Dorsira.
Could I do it with acrobatics?
Yeah. You're jumping off a fucking wall to do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, 28.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so how far back does Herman get pushed?
Just 5 feet, just behind me.
Okay, so you're basically switching places?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that. And there you are.
Sorry. Yeah, like that. And then when I do that, I add. Let's start. Sorry, the dice thing was blocking. Start of my next turn, you or the other creature your choice gains a bonus AC. So I gotta roll my D8.
You get a bonus D8 to the DC? Or is it AC?
To my AC, sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take that. I get a +7 to my AC until
Damn.
the start of my next turn. So my AC is 27 until the start of my next turn.
I love high-level D&D stuff.
Battle Master, baby.
And then I'm gonna stab this thing in the face
Hell yeah.
with my sun sword.
Is that a melee weapon?
It is a melee weapon.
I didn't realize I had this, but it's so fucking weird. I have an aura of hate.
Ooh.
If you're within 10 feet of me, you got yourself and any fiends or undead within 10 feet a +3 bonus to melee weapon damage rolls.
Nice. Oathbreaker, man.
It feels appropriate for
19.
That definitely hits. Let's roll that damage.
Okay. So it hits with a crack of thunder. I put booming blade on this. Okay, this is a lot of damage. Hang on. And D&D Beyond doesn't roll it all together. Is this an undead?
You will notice that indeed it is, by way of having extra, more than intended effect.
Okay.
Because of Herman's aura of hate.
This is 8 plus 8 is 16.
Okay.
Plus booming blade. 16 plus 7 is 23. Plus how much extra for the aura of hate?
+3.
That's
Clean
26. Plus 18 is 34. 44 points of damage.
Whew. It's a hell of an opening turn.
Is it still standing?
It is definitely still standing.
Stab it again.
Clearly hurt, but yeah, it's still standing. This thing has, for its size and the way it looks, you would immediately notice it seems to have much more vitality and toughness than you would expect.
Okay. With the grunt of frustration, I'll pull my blade out. I stab it back in. That's a 25 to hit.
That definitely hits.
That's 8 plus 3 from Herman is 11. Plus the extra 8 for undead. is 15. Can you do Booming Blade on both when you're fighting a fighter's extra attack?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Is Booming Blade not lingering effect? Let's find out. Until the start of your next turn, yes.
Okay. So that's 15 plus another 9 is 24. So
All right.
68 total, I think. No, 78 total. I forget. It was a lot of damage.
I did them. I took them off as you were rattling off the numbers, so I'm confident in my final result here. After a few quick moves from Dorsira, this thing, while still standing, is basically grabbing at a couple of stab wounds now and half slumped over. You would understand this to be bloodied. It's clearly hurting a lot from that round.
So I am blocking the hallway. How tall is the door here?
Both the door in front of you and behind you are a standard height, so about 6.5, 7 feet.
Okay. So I would not be able to parkour my way over this creature.
You could.
Clearance.
You would have enough. I mean, it would take an acrobatics check. But yeah.
Something tells me you don't mind that.
Not at all. I'll give that a shot.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a really bad roll. 23.
That's a bad roll?
That's a bad roll.
Jeez. All right. Yeah, you do a little half a flip, turn in the air over this thing, and I'm going to say it's going to maintain its attention on you as you do that.
That's fine. I'm still going to back up because I'm a swashbuckler and I attacked it this turn.
So it cannot react. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I'm going to back. There, I did not see that other one in the corner.
Yep. Now you see all three.
I'm back over here. It's fine.
Because now you're in the room / vision not blocked, you would notice that while the first one had basically continued skin across where it would have a mouth, one of the other two has the same effect over where it would normally have eyes, and the third has no ears.
Oh, how quaint. Yeah, I'm just going to settle in and wait for these.
All right. We're off to Herman.
Excellent. Because you've just said that next thing, I'm not going to do what I was going to do, but I'm going to, because one of them cannot see me, so that does not help. Instead, while his back is turned, it's straight in with the short sword. I also have, but beyond just aura of hate, which is fun, I also have, where did it go? Hold on. Improved divine smite. Whenever you hit it with a melee weapon, the target takes an extra 1d8 radiant damage.
Nice. You do have advantage from chat as well, by the way.
Why, thank you, chat. You're so kind. Let's see what happens. Sorry, I need to find where I put my short sword. Actions. There you are. Well, thank you for giving me that, Cole, because I got an 11. Or perhaps a 25 will do.
Ooh! Big hits. Yeah, 25 hits.
Excellent. This is going to be, ooh, lovely. That's 18 damage, piercing. And then I'll use my extra attack and do it all over again.
Nice.
For another 24 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Excellent. And that is going to be 19 piercing damage.
All right. With that second blow, the chest of this zombie-like creature will completely cave in from the sheer force of, even though it's a short sword, you've got so much divine and magical energy flowing through you and your aura of hate that the chest caves in and this slumps to the ground unconscious.
Herman, because I am dramatic, because why wouldn't I be? Kicks this thing back into the room, wields his shield and his sword, and is ready for whatever tries to come to attack him.
Okay, I'm gonna scoot you for just a second so I can give you the result of this thing getting kicked back in the room. Okay, so you're standing at the ready right there then?
If you let me to, sword through its back, and then a kick to push it off my sword.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I love a good thematic.
That felt narratively important.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're off to these creatures then. The one in the corner here, having just seen one of its own vanquished so dramatically, is going to scream at you, Herman, and rush. And the other one is sort of like looking around because, again, it doesn't have eyes. So it's like listening and looking around and heard Dorsira come over here first. And then they are going to each take swings at you, 2 to each of you. Let's see. Roll twice. That is a 16 and a 26 to hit Herman.
16 no, 21 yes.
Okay. So then there we go. That's going to be 15 bludgeoning damage against you, Herman. Sorry?
It is that magical or regular bludgeoning damage?
It is regular.
I have resistance to bludgeoning, so I'll take 7.
Okay. And then another couple of kind of open palm wild slams against Dorsira.
Oh, sorry. I am going to use my reaction
to go for
cast Hellish Rebuke on it.
Nice.
Because why wouldn't I? It's going to be consumed in some hellish fire because we love that shit. They need to make a dex saving throw, please.
Okay. That is here. That is an 18 for the dex save.
That does succeed, so they only are going to take 6 fire damage.
Okay. All right. Is that the end of that reaction?
Yep, that's the end of the reaction. Yep, you're all set.
Then the hits against Dorsira are a 24 and a 20 to hit.
Both miss. And as I sidestep
Nice.
these, I'm going to riposte and stab this one in the face.
Nice!
Just sidestep and stab. It's a new turn, so I get sneak attack. Oof. 14. Ugh.
That does hit.
Oh, awesome. So it's this. I can't. Can I Booming Blade on a reaction? I forget. I don't.
I don't believe so.
I think you have to have Warcaster.
And Booming Blade would not. Yeah, Warcaster is for using a spell as a reaction against a creature, not interacting with yourself or your items. Looking at this real quick, yeah, it doesn't look like you can use this as a reaction. Although, no, it still applies because it's until the start of your next turn.
Yep, that's fair.
It's still there.
I just thought I was thinking about that. That makes sense, actually. Sorry, next turn. So you still have it on. That makes sense.
Okay.
Because you cast it before you got attacked. That would make sense. I understand that.
Yeah.
47 points of damage. That's Radiant and Thunder.
Jesus!
Excuse me, what?
Wait, no. plus my superiority die because I reposted.
Yes.
47 plus 5 is 52.
Did you add the 3 already?
I did not add the 3.
Is that depends if that's a melee attack or not, but we'll see.
It is a melee attack.
It is a melee attack. You were not kidding when you said you came to hit shit hard. Holy.
55 points of damage on a reaction. That's radiant and thunder damage.
All right.
Yeah, so I sidestep it with another crack of thunder, stab up under its chin.
Does it make a thunderous sound? Is that part of the description?
It does, yeah.
Okay, you guys, you just hear this localized crack of thunder as this thing wildly swings at Dorsira, and she just sidesteps and takes a stab at it, and boom, and yet again, this one is like slumped over, still barely there, going at her, but very, very hurt for sure. Anything else for that reaction? God, I hope not.
No, that's it.
Okay.
I continue reacting.
Dre, what's up, man?
Significantly less exciting, I promise you. All right, I'm gonna hoot on as I fly by Herman's head. It's okay, I have flyby, so I won't get opportunity attacked.
Okay.
I'll just pop over here in this corner and use my bonus action to become not an owl anymore. And I mean, honestly, the folks got this one covered, but I guess I'll just save Dorsira having to waste the attack on this one right here, and I will throw a 3rd level moonbeam at it. Sure, why not? So yeah, Dre will you'll see him like land and kind of like a shimmer of blue light as the small owl kind of faces back to his normal form. He'll whip his hair behind himself and kind of hold up a hand, and then like drop that hand down as a kind of like pale beam of moonlight shines directly through, even through the stone.
Nice.
It just comes straight down, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Con save from this thing.
It is DC 21.
Oof. 20. Oh.
Well, that's okay. I rolled 2 ones, take 9 damage. Man, I'm rolling like dog crap today.
Even with that roll, the radiant damage to you clearly takes more effect than intended, and this thing will essentially disintegrate in front of you. So,
Nice.
Notably, one body is on the ground, the other is a pile of ashes.
And I think just... Sorry, do we want to investigate these?
Anything
Not
else for your
particularly.
turn?
We'll get the next ones.
Nah, that's it for me. That's all I got, boss.
Okay, back up to Dorsira. There is one left, and it's the one right in front of you.
How unlucky.
I think we know how this story goes.
I mean, I guess I'll ruin his day.
Ruin his unlife.
Yeah.
Which one is the one that can't see?
The first one that you had stabbed as you came in the room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pulling back from stabbing through the chin. I'm just gonna step and spin. And I really want to crit. 21.
21 definitely hits.
Okay. So that's 11 plus, that's 11 radiant plus 7 thunder is 18 plus 3 is 21 from Herman plus an extra d8 because it's undead. 21, 22 plus sneak attack, which is radiant because of my sword. 22 plus 19 is 31, 41, right?
I'm always really happy when the players know their character sheets well enough to just fly through all of that, because it makes it so much more badass in my mind. Something I like to do, Dorsira, is as the person to complete the combat, please flavor the demise of this final enemy.
Yeah, so I pull back from my riposte and I step and spin and it hits its side and there's a crack of thunder and then it cuts the rest of the way through. It slices this thing in half.
Nice. As this final body falls to the ground and you are met with a now deafening silence at the end of this, combat is over. Let's take a super quick break, restroom refill, all that jazz, and we will explore the aftermath of this when we're back in a couple minutes. Okay, we're back, everybody. Another quick break after we just finished a quick and surprise encounter with 3 stronger than what you might expect to be normal and much more spry and quick zombie-like creatures, one of which essentially had no mouth, another of which essentially had no eyes, and another of which essentially had no ears. 2 of the bodies remain. One was turned into dust with Dre's massive moonbeam. And now that you have a moment here to sort of take in the room, you would see a stark difference from the bedroom office sort of abode before this area. Packed in bedrolls, some of which are sort of like still untidied, only 2 or 3 of which are actually rolled up, and a series of crude chests at the foot of each one, with only these 2 of the 2 bodies and 1 pile of ashes otherwise in the room. So what would you guys like to do?
I'm assuming this is some kind of servants' quarters. What are we thinking?
Maybe could be where the volunteers slept.
Also a thought.
Well, it's a good time to take a breather while we poke around.
I certainly wouldn't mind a small nap.
What are in these chests here?
No check necessary. They are all unlocked, and they would clearly be extremely like crude and minimal means of storing personal belongings. So you'll find 1 simple journal, a series of completely mundane robes and sets of clothing, and a grand total of 10 gold pieces and 10 silver pieces throughout the lot of them.
And does not care for any of the gold or the silver, but he will take a look at that notebook.
I'll take the cash.
The notebook will have a grand total of 5 entries. These are much shorter than the longer and intricate ones that we'd seen from Josk at this point. Is clearly written by someone who, via the first entry, is volunteering for a project out of desperation for money. The Zhentarim has promised me exorbitant amounts of payout for participating in development experiments for new potions. I'm hopeful that I can be helpful to the organization, and I'm desperate for the money. That entry was 5 days ago. 3 days ago, he had me drink a blue one and a purple one, and I sat in the cold room. I simply fell asleep, and I woke up back in these quarters. 3 days ago, I haven't taken anything new, but now I feel funny. It's kind of warm. And then 2 entries from today. They've locked me in this room. I didn't think these doors locked. The other 2 are rotting before my eyes. I'm scared. And then another one directly below the one that was labeled as today. Just a series of scratches and a few pieces torn off at the corners.
You all thinking what I'm thinking?
That he didn't get paid enough for this?
Well, beyond that. Here's our alchemist is going a bit rogue.
He's always been rogue. He has questionable ethics at the best of times. Herman will take the notebook, chuck it back into one of the open cases, step over the slain thing, and walk back out into the hallway.
Okay, as you're walking back out, you will suddenly hear what can only be understood as a massive explosion from your far west. And one singular voice screaming.
We didn't get that rest, did we?
Oh, so much for that. All right, then. Guess we have to move. Dorsira,
We can
you all right?
only move so far. We still haven't unlocked this door.
So as you get close to this door, I have to describe a minor cutscene before we move on to what's next. You hear this massive explosion. Oh, sorry, I should shift the view here. You hear this massive explosion and indiscriminate screaming from a male voice at the end, from the other side of this door. And then over the series of a few seconds, you can actually hear through what you understand to be stone, what would absolutely be magically projected, please. Oh, Vosik, no! Vosik, what have you done? And the door smashes open in front of you.
Oh, my.
Through the other side, you can see a very organized and clumped together series of tables containing all sorts of messes of vials, small fires burning, books and scattered notes, bookshelves lining the walls in the southern end of the room, and then in the center of the room, this massive, what looks like like a stage, and this incredibly deformed, humongous, almost troll-like looking creature stands in the middle of this area with a glowing red aura beneath it. Those of you with arcane capabilities, who can cast a spell of level 4 or higher? Okay, you would be able to see, at least at first glance without checking it out and even in more detail, that this is some kind of runic symbol on the platform beneath this creature. And he's going to immediately turn to you and start screaming at you. Vosik sent you. Vosik, no! And it's going to charge you. We need to roll initiative again.
Oh, dear. Here we go. Oh, God damn it.
It would be great if I could roll above a 10 on most of these.
I have rolled a 1 and a 2 for initiative today, okay?
Oof.
So that is a 17 for Dorsira. That is a 14 for Herman, and a 4 for Dre.
Okay.
And I have no wild shapes left. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna die, guys.
Just go talk to the trees. You'll be fine.
That puts Dorsira first. This massive, deformed, unrecognizable creature is coming at you. What would you like to do?
Gonna shake my head and sigh. Let's see how far I am. What's my speed? 30. Okay. Yeah, I am going to shake my head and sigh and push back Herman. I'm going to bonus action dash and run for this thing. If it looks like it's attacking us, then
Oh, yeah.
I will attack back. Tried and true. Fuck. 18 to hit.
That will not hit. It has an incredibly tough hide.
I will swing again for extra attack. Maybe I'll roll above a 6. 23 to hit.
That will connect and make purchase for damage.
Awesome. Is this considered undead?
It is not.
Okay. So this is 12 plus 9 is 21. Am I close enough to you, Herman?
10 feet, so no.
Okay. 21 plus 22 is 43 points of damage.
What types of damage was that?
9 of it is thunder,
Okay.
and the rest radiant.
Okay. You would understand that this attack had less effect than you had intended and would normally feel. Though it still hits pretty hard. Okay.
And then with the rest of my movement, I'm going to pull to this side. See if we can't spread out a bit.
And it doesn't get to react, right?
Right, fancy footwork.
Okay. All right.
I just kind of dance away from it.
Anything else?
Nope, that's all I got.
Okay. Then we are off to its turn. Upon trying to swipe at you as you sort of dance away from it, Dorsira is going to be clearly super focused on you and incredibly pissed off. And you'll notice for a moment that, much like the wounds of the creatures that you saw as you entered, the unwounded structure of this body shifts and bulges like at the shoulder and then goes back into place. And then at the thigh and the knee on one side and goes back into place, and it like shakes it off and comes right at you, and tries to grab at your neck and head with one massive hand. But you can tell that this hand is glowing with a clearly magical energy. So it's going to come right here and make this attack with a 25 to hit you.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I always get so excited about the music that I let it be too loud.
I thought you were a good person.
Who cares about what we can say when the music sounds good?
Honestly.
Awesome.
Who cares about us?
Okay, and you are going to take a total of 34.
Going to uncanny dodge that.
Ooh, okay. Remind me exactly what uncanny dodge does.
It uses my reaction to half the damage.
Okay. If it matters, it is melee necrotic damage. So if you have any sort of resistances in any way, it would be halved twice.
Nope, I only have fire, right? Yeah,
Okay.
only fire.
Okay, so 22 necrotic damage, and you need to make a strength save.
22. It was 44 originally.
Yes.
I misheard. Strength save. Ooh. It's not going to be good. I have a -1 to this save.
Ooh.
That's a 12 total.
Just barely you escape the grasp of this thing. So it hit you with a melee spell, essentially, or magical effect, by touching you, but was not able to actually grapple you with this attack. So you are safe from that for now. And then it's going to all of a sudden sprout a tail out of nowhere, and whip you with it. With a 23 to hit.
That also hits.
Oof.
He's got a tail.
That is going to be a total of 10 non-magical bludgeoning damage. And then we are off to Herman.
You told Archival that this is not an undead creature, right?
Correct.
Excellent. I'm doing this mostly just because it's very cool. I'm casting a 4th level necromantic spell called Blight. Necromantic energy washes over a creature of your choice that you can see within range, draining moisture and vitality from it. The target must make a Constitution saving throw, which I'm assuming it's good at, but we're going to find out and see what happens.
Okay. Constitution save is 16.
Meets it beats, so it's going to take half damage. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
That's 25 damage. Divided by 2 would be 12.
Okay. I actually round in favor of the players always, so I'll make it 13.
And just to double check one thing. Come on, where'd you go? Cool. And then I will also take my second attack. That counts as an attack, right? Should be. And actually, no, I don't think it is. Never mind. It is the end of my turn.
Okay. In that case, we are off to Dre.
Okay. So remind me, Dorsira is not being held by, is she being held by this thing currently?
You'd be able to see that she is not grappled, but we basically have to like freeze frame. So it's got its hand like just off of touching her head and face.
All right. So, second question then is, how high are the ceilings?
The ceilings here are about 25 feet.
I'm at 25.
This is the big room.
Needed something a little bit higher than that, but I guess that's fine. Yeah, you know, I think I just want the thing out of the way right now. I am going to... Yeah, I'm just gonna so Trey will kind of look at this thing assailing the group, realize that it's a bit too large for them to handle easily, and so he'll kind of just offer to control it for a bit. He'll raise both of his hands forward, kind of lock them in sort of like a up and down, almost like axiomatic position over top of this thing. You'll see his eyes flare with bright white light for a moment, and then he switches and inverts his hands, and this whole pillar-like area over here, right in front of you, Dorsira, you notice it feel kind of like a weird gust as gravity inverts, and I will cast reverse gravity.
Nice.
One of my favorite spells, honestly.
It's a very fun one, honestly.
Reverse gravity, 50-foot radius. So, did I hear you correctly that you're trying to cast it in such a way that Dorsira is not affected?
Yeah, I'd rather her not have to, take the dex save it, yeah.
Okay, so 50-foot radius means basically the rest of everything behind this thing
That's the game plan.
is affected. Okay. You're going to see, there's no save for that too, right?
There is to grab
Dex
on something
save.
it can't reach to avoid falling. If it wants to grab like something it can reach to avoid like falling straight up, it could do that.
The only thing it could grab is Dorsira, and we've already determined that it failed at doing that, and frankly, it wouldn't matter anyway. It would take her with it. But I am so sorry, I forgot. Does Dorsira go by she?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm sometimes not very good at that, so I want to make sure. So yeah, we've already determined that does not happen. So he's just gonna kind of like start to flail, and float in the air. So how high does it go?
It just says that let's see. So it goes
It's usually like a 60-foot like cylinder, and they'll take like
It's 100 foot high. It's 100
There we
feet
go.
high. Yeah.
They'll take falling damage basically, based on how far they go.
So if he hits 25, if he's on 25 feet up, he falls 25 feet. I guess is the caveat there.
Okay, as a 7th level spell, I want to make sure I really get this right. Falling, it's encountered in this. Oh, it's falling backwards. Okay, now I get it.
Yeah. So it takes falling damage as if it fell 25 feet, but that's it. There's no extra damage to spell itself.
Okay, and it's just going to be pinned in that spot for the duration, which is 1 minute concentrating. Okay, got it. Okay, so it floats to the ceiling. It's 1d6 for every 10 feet, and I'm rounding up to make it 30 instead of 25. So...
As he flails and starts going up, I'll just give him a wink.
Excellent. So that's going to be 15 bludgeoning damage for this thing. Very nice. And it's pinned against the ceiling.
Yeah, and I think as Dre's eyes are still flaring that bright light, he just kind of, much more calmly than he seemed earlier, just, I have him for now. I'll hold it.
Nice. Okay, so can I trust you to keep track of the rounds, please? That'll be the first of 10.
Got it.
Unless you choose to drop concentration, which can happen as a free action anytime, right? It doesn't require a bonus action.
Yep.
Yep.
Got D10 right here.
Awesome. So you can choose to drop concentration at any time, whether that's to cast another concentration spell or not. So just chime in if there's a particular point that you'd like to do that before it ends. And then anything else for your turn?
I will leave it.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, that brings us to a series of deafening clangs from the northern end of the room. You hear metal on stone impacting once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, up to 6. Nothing happens yet, but you hear that sound approaching. Dorsyra, it's your turn.
Was staring up at this thing. I look back at Dre. Thanks. Remember, if you're exhausted, we got those potions, remember? The vitality ones, they may help.
Good point.
And I will... How much damage did I take? Yeah, I will pull out the potion of healing that I got earlier. Since I have a moment to breathe, I might as well use it. Let me click on it and use it. Whatever. 44 plus 4. We get 12 hit points back. And that is... How do you count potions? The bonus action or action?
Oh, you know what? That just add it to the list of things I should have told you. I actually run these a little different than some people. Bonus action to administer to yourself, full action to administer to somebody else.
Okay. That was my bonus action. For my action... Yeah. I'll pull out a... Well, I'm not going to get sneak attack for that. It'd be cheesy to try and hide in this room and throw a dagger at the thing. Just gonna back up some for when Dre eventually drops it, and I will hold my action for if this thing comes down and attacks me, or something else attacks me or comes within melee range.
I mean, I could let it go if you want to hit it as it comes down.
I could.
Because I can let go at any time. It's an at will. I mean, if you're looking like your plan is to like hit it and you seem confident and controlled, that it's like not gonna like rip your face off, I trust you entirely.
I'll do that. I mean, you can keep it up. I can wait, and you can keep it up until everyone else had a turn, and then drop it before the round restarts, and I'll just hold my action.
Much smarter. Let's do that. So yeah, just gonna hold it while friends get in place. Just
shouting at each other across the room.
You want me to let go? No, you hold it. You sure? Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so Dorsyra, as you finish up and essentially brace yourself for what may come, this thing continues to scream at you directly, and its eyes start to glow from this bloodshot that you can see even from the distance that you are from it into an actual red glow, and these two beams of energy come flying at you as it fires an energy blast from its eyes. I guess I just described the exact same thing two different ways, but I'm feeling dramatic. And that is going to be a 26 and a 19 to hit you.
26 hits, 19 does not.
Okay. The 26 is going to hit you for a grand total of 15 magical damage. And because of the angle that it's coming from the ceiling almost directly above you, you're actually going to need to make a strength saving throw to prevent from being knocked prone. Spoiler alert, it's essentially an Eldritch Blast.
I rolled a 9, minus 1 is 8.
You are knocked prone on the floor, and you're going to take 1d6 bludgeoning damage from the sheer force of this thing pummeling you into the ground. 2.
Ow.
Oh no. Are you all right?
It has ranged attacks.
And after that happens, you will all see from the strain that it's experiencing right now, its body is going to bulge and morph and reshape more, and it's going to take form of what looks like basically a cat, a massive cat on the ceiling instead of this deformed zombie troll-like thing on the ceiling. It's still pinned for now, and that's going to take us to Herman's turn.
I do want to yell it, don't drop it yet.
Herman's going to use his action to dash, prepare himself for whatever the fuck might be coming from this door.
Okay.
He'll also give him a good range for if the thing comes curdling down towards him. And that'll end my turn.
Did you say you were holding an action?
No, because I dashed, that is an action.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I lose track of who has that as a bonus and who doesn't.
Though actually what I will do is I will cast a spell called Spirit Shroud.
Okay.
Calling forth the spirits of the dead, which I'm not sure how that's going to work in this particular location. And for the spell's duration, which is a minute, I deal extra damage when I make any attack.
Okay.
It's either radiant, necrotic, or cold. My choice when I cast the spell originally. We'll say necrotic because that feels appropriate for character. And no, you know what? We'll do cold because I feel like I'm picking up clues from the layer that cold might be a good source. And yeah.
So it's a 10-foot radius around you. Okay. Let's do this. Am I getting that right?
So really what it is that it's whenever I attack something, I'll give them extra damage. The 10-foot it's a 10-foot radius. Creatures that starts its turn within 10 feet of me have its speed reduced by 10 feet. Right.
Okay. So we're going to make that a nice dark gray circle around you for that aura of
slow
the fuck down.
Could you not?
Yup. So all of you would notice, but Herman, you especially, since you've come into this space, all of these various pots and what are they called? Cauldrons. Thank you. That is the word. That had previously been on the floor. Some of which had liquids and things inside of them, and some of which may have even had fires going, have slammed against the ceiling, and this mess of liquids is just swirling all over as if it had splashed on the ground, but obviously on the ceiling at this point. So, Dre, just a heads up, there's some shit on the ceiling that'll come down when you release that spell.
Fantastic.
Wait, where is the radius of the reversed gravity?
It is 60. It's 50-foot radius from it. The edge of it was over here. So let's whip out the measuring tool here. It would be 100 feet from that spot. So it definitely covers the rest of this area.
So I definitely am on the ceiling now.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? You are. I forgot that you have to do it entering that area.
I did not realize it was that large, but I'm already there, so we'll say that I'm on the ceiling now.
Okay. We
Don't
can.
worry, you won't hold up for that
Do
long.
you want me to roll 3d6?
No. Here's what I'm gonna do. Because it was a mistake, I'm gonna be. Let's be rule of cool about it. I'm gonna have you make a dex save because I think in character you would have seen everything in that area is floating upward. Let's see if you can make a dex save to basically catch yourself on your feet on the ceiling.
That's an 18.
That'll save. So you know that at some point you got to come back down.
So in canon, he runs and knows he's flipping as he continues running and winds up running on the ceiling.
Yep. So yeah, I'm just gonna
Which,
say
if
you
this
can.
were a movie, would look so goddamn cool.
It'd be
Absolutely.
a really great shot, honestly.
Excellent. I love it.
That does also mean that me and the monster are on the same plane, and I don't know how I feel about that, but that's fine.
It's all right. He can't move.
He's pinned. Yep.
Oh, is he really? Okay.
Yep. It's
Dispel
pinned
measure.
up on the ceiling, and there's no with reverse gravity. There's no strength check or anything to. Well, maybe I shouldn't say it's pinned. It's essentially just prone on the ceiling as if it were on the ground, right?
So it
Until
might
the
have-
spell's
might
released.
have- yeah, I must say, I might have been prone when it got up there, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's pinned.
But I'm not going to retcon the turn, just because I didn't 100% understand something, so that's fine. Anything else for you then, Herman?
That is it for my turn. I'm all surrounded by a little gang of spirits of the dead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they feel about that, but I'm surrounded by little ghosts. I would say little ghost guys, but that sounds too cute for Herman. They are dark, mysterious creatures from beyond the grave.
Awesome.
Little ghosty dudes.
All right, Dre, it is your turn again.
All right, Dorsira, how you looking over there? You looking beat up, or can I leave you to your own devices, or what?
I'm okay right now. I've taken some hits, but I'm okay.
All right then. I shouldn't cast a spell, so I can hold up concentration on the spell that I still have up right now. So I am just going to move. I get a grand total of 40 feet of movement because I took the mobile feat. So I'm gonna just slide right on there. What's that from where I was? 2, 4, 6. That's 8 right there to put me right there. And yeah, I'll just slide next to Dorsira, let her know, just like, I'll keep holding this thing for now, but we should find out whatever's coming in. And that's where I'm gonna probably end my turn, so I don't want to break my cast or anything. So
Okay.
that's two rounds I've now held up reverse gravity.
I just need to check something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wonder if we should.
It's taking all of my own strength not to scream something along the lines of, I think it was snap back to reality. Whoop, there goes gravity.
No!
Since this thing has range, I wonder what the usefulness is of keeping it on the ceiling.
You know, actually, that's a very valid point, now that I think about it.
Because up
Plus, it
there,
might
he
take more
can,
fall damage.
yeah.
Actually, you know what? You're right. Fuck this guy. I'm letting the spell go.
Okay.
Now that I can cast another one.
I was having a good time, but it's fine.
Herman, because you knew that this was coming and from an ally, I'm going to allow you the dex save.
19.
That saves, so you're going to superhero land, or however you see fit, while this thing definitely does not, so it's going to take another 13 bludgeoning damage and is prone on the ground from
Held action?
coming back down. Held action, go for it.
So I'm prone disadvantage, but he's prone advantage, so it's just a straight roll, right?
Yeah,
both
Yeah.
his own.
I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
As he hits the ground, I'm just gonna roll over and slash down.
The old
29.
alarm clock slam.
29 will hit.
So that's 9 plus. Oh, that's a bad roll. 24 points of radiant damage.
Nice. Okay. Okay, that was the reaction, correct?
Yep.
Awesome. And that was on... Shoot, I lost track. Was that Dre's turn?
Yeah, it's me still. Since I'm dropping
Okay.
the spell, I'm gonna just go ahead and cast another one since I got the time to.
Okay.
You know what sounds like the most fun thing? Well, screw it. Moonbeam's doing well in its thematic. So yeah, now that he already has like his eyes fully glowing as he's like tapping into his moon magic now, he's doing the whole avatar thing. Just gonna go harder with that. And like now he's gonna let this thing go. You'll see him kind of just like invert his hand gestures again and kind of make some intricate sort of signs, like kind of like moving around a globe-like figure, and then press both hands down again. And like where before was just like the light here, like visible moon energy pierces down through the ceiling directly and like slams into this thing as it hits the ground. Because I'm gonna go ahead and cast, use my highest level spell slot on a Moonbeam. So
Nice.
I'm going to need a con save.
Con save. 18.
Nope.
Okay.
8d10 radiant damage.
Nice.
For
And that
57.
is a continuing circle, correct?
Yep.
Let's put a nice big red 10-foot radius, or
It is a, yeah, it's a, actually it's a 5-foot radius. So it's 10-foot diameter and it's 120 feet high. He technically wouldn't take that damage until he starts his turn, because the wording says, if a creature enters the spell's area for the first time or starts his turn there, unless you count the spell popping up on top of him as him entering its area.
I do count that, yes.
Oh, well then, yeah, 57 damage.
Nice.
Is he a shape changer since we've seen him change shape? Because there's a special thing
Yeah,
in
there
Moonbeam
is.
for shape changers.
Mm-hmm.
What is the special thing?
If it takes a saving throw at disadvantage, but it already failed. If it failed, it goes back to its original form and can't take a different form until it leaves spells light.
Okay. Noted. Damage. Noted.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Dre just like presses this thing down with like energy, and it's like in like a slightly echoing voice. It's just like, "You are an affront to nature."
Nice. Okay. Anything else for you?
That's all I got, fam. Yeah, that's all I got. Go for it.
Okay. Yep, we're here. Herman, you are going to see, you know, after hearing another series of metal on stone clangs happening from this area, and as they continue, you can start to feel the floor shake. This double-banded stone reinforced door completely gets burst through into this room, and you see several what can only be described as metal men start to erupt through this door and turn toward you. Whoops, that's not turning.
Oh, that's what happened to the souls.
These are the constructs. They're doing really well.
Let's get here's the point of view for you fans at home.
Hey, Magic, just because this is a stream, your mic's getting a little fuzzy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we're getting a bit of static.
Yeah, you might have been peeking for a bit there. I actually thought it might have just been me. Honestly, I hadn't noticed.
Let me
Same.
close a couple of things I don't need anymore. How do I sound now?
Think
Good
you're
so
good.
far. We'll find out.
Okay. Actually, I think it might be a temperature problem. So maybe let's take a super quick break. We'll be right back so I can make sure I resolve this.
Yes, of course. That sounds fine.
All right, we're back, guys. Sorry about that. I just need to cool off a little bit, I guess. So the aura of the room definitely changes a bit as this wall is burst through, or this doorway is burst through on the northern end of the room, and you can see at least two Herman of these metal humanoid-ish constructs burst through and join the fray. You can see that they're about 9 feet tall, and for all intents and purposes, they're like human shaped for the most part, except for the extensions that are their arms. You can see that they're think like Edward Scissorhands, just two like blades for the one in front, and then the one right behind it is like two basically cup holders holding large glass jar-like containers of liquids. So
I feel like there is not possibly a less threatening term than he has two large cup holders.
that's the best way I could put it.
Damn it, they're ergonomically designed.
Dorsira, it is your turn.
Okay.
It's all yours.
The metal men seem like a problem for a future turn, so I will hop up, and this gentleman next to me is still prone, right?
Correct.
Awesome.
Although you are both now on the ground, and he is not on the ceiling.
Yes. So I will use half my movement and hop up and spin my sword around, and I'm just going to stab down into him with advantage. Ooh, glad I have advantage. That is much better. That's a 26.
26 will hit.
Oh, I hope so. Okay. So I was then stabbed down with the crack of thunder. That's 11 plus. Dice is in my way. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
11.
That's a good track.
11 plus 15 is 26 plus. That's hard math. 26 plus 17.
34. 3. 33. 43.
Imagine doing that.
43.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. 43 points of damage, most of it radiant. 15 of it thunder.
Okay. Again, you know that you've dealt a massive blow, but it is slightly less affected than you expected. If you would like, I like to treat this thing similarly to the rules established for magic, like spell casting. You could use your reaction if you would like to make an Arcana check to glean more detail about that if you would like. But it is your reaction, yes.
No, that's an uncanny dodge I lose. I need to keep that.
Just want to be fair about it.
That's an uncanny dodge or another attack. No, because I mean, this is the weapon I have.
I burn my reaction
I do.
to do the same check to tell her what's going on?
Yes, anyone can burn their reaction for the round to make that check, or you can make the same check as your action on the next turn.
I'll burn my reaction for it because I don't think I'll need it, and
Okay.
I'll roll a whole 12.
Okay. Yeah, it was definitely a magical effect of some kind, but a magical effect of the creature of some kind that definitely made it so that she did not hurt it as much as she could have. But you have a hard time telling what.
So yeah, just call out. It's warded somehow.
It's okay. I'll keep stabbing. I'm going to stab down
It's
again.
working.
25 to hit.
That hits.
Big numbers.
10 plus 7 is 17. 17 points of damage.
Okay, and what's the breakup? Of damage types?
Was 7 thunder, 10 radiant.
Okay. Same effect happens. Anything else for your turn?
I still have a bonus. Do I have any fighter? Oh, I could do that. Yeah, I'm going to bonus action second wind.
Ooh.
Let's not forget that.
Get some of that HP back.
That is... Yeah, I get 9 points of HP back. But it's something.
Indeed.
And then I... Again. No, I booming bladed it. Yeah, I'm going to... Oh wait, I'm going to move this way. I'm going to move to there. And that is my turn. Sorry.
No worries. Okay, so this creature is going to use half of its movement to stand up. It does need... What's the save for Moonbeam, Trey?
It is 18. Or sorry, 21 for me now. It's Constitution.
Constitution of 21. Okay.
Yeah, as I have my... What's it called? I got it's an item I have. My Moonsicle.
Nice. It super fails. So what is
Cool.
the damage?
I'm gonna roll it again. Let me pull the spell back up. Apologies, I have a lot of those.
It's high level D&D. Sometimes it takes a few seconds to figure out what all happens.
38 radiant damage.
Oof. Okay. All right, and then it's going to Foxy, or sorry,
Yes.
Dre. It's the same
Yes.
person, but character, not person.
It's me. I'm on both of them.
You know that this shouldn't be able to happen. It's as if it's happening against its will. It changes from a cat-like shape to a massive ape.
Impossible.
Runs to Herman and takes a humongous swipe with an open-faced palm at you, Herman, with a 23 to hit you.
Does succeed.
And there's a
Okay.
crack of thunder when he moves from Booming Blade.
Is that a reaction?
Yeah, it sets the air around him. So Booming Blade is if he moves, it does additional damage. So it's an additional 6 thunder damage.
Okay, nice. I will take that damage down. Okay. So because it hits Herman, you need to make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can brace yourself against the impact of being thrown against this wall as it swiped at you with its right hand just across and through you across that area.
How does a 29 do?
Okay, you are able to sort of brace your shoulder to impact the wall so that you don't take any damage, but you were thrown that way. So you're on your feet in that spot, and you're going to take a total of 18 bludgeoning damage from the initial hit.
9, 'cause it's not. It's a.
It is non-magical.
Well, non-magical. Yeah.
Yep.
Also, does that mean I can also do a reaction?
Reaction depending, but not opportunity attack.
Yep. A reaction is Hellish Rebuke.
Yes.
So it needs to make a dex saving throw.
Okay. There's a 16.
Damn it! It beats again.
Okay.
Let's see. They'll take half, which is 11.
11 fire damage.
Yep. 11 fire damage.
Okay. You can tell that this thing is hurting quite a bit, especially after the last couple blows that have happened. And as a legendary action, he's going to pound his chest in this ape form and scream at you, Herman. And simultaneously, all of you will see this magical energy swirl up from his feet up to his head, and he'll seem to revitalize a fair amount. And you will take an attack in the form of effectively an Eldritch Blast. It is a 16 and a 20 to hit you with 2 beams.
Neither of them do.
Okay. But you observe that in his rage that can happen.
Okay, that's good to know.
So, we are down then. Speaking of Herman, it's your turn.
Excellent. Shirking off the pain from slamming into a wall, he's going to take a few steps this way. So you can see all 3 of them and this gentlefolk. He is going to use his channel divinity, Dreadful Aspect. As an action, each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failure, the target is frightened of you for 1 minute. If it moves more than 30 feet from you, it can attempt another saving throw.
Okay. So that would be...
All 4 of them if I can.
Did you say up to 3? Or am I just imagining that?
Let's find out. Hold on. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet.
Okay. I think I got the 30 mixed up with 3 creatures.
You're fine.
Saves of constitutional variety?
Nope, of wisdom variety.
Wisdom variety. Okay.
Or a DC of 16, just so you're aware.
Okay. Okay. You would notice that this creature definitely has the effect start to take over, and then it sort of shakes it off using a legendary action and will instead save. Wisdom save from these things, however...
I'm hoping it's not particularly their strong suit.
It is not their strong suit. It's going to be an 8, an 11, and a 12.
None of them succeed. They're now frightened for 1 minute.
Nice.
You would observe, I promise I'm not making this up in the moment, you would observe that they fail the intended cognitive capability to resist that, but it takes no effect anyway.
I was kind of scared this might happen, but also fully aware that it would.
Okay. Anything else for your turn then?
That's my action. Let me double check if I have a bonus action I can do right now. I don't think I do, so that'll end my turn.
All right. As a blast of rock music starts, sorry.
It's perfectly appropriate.
Dre!
That's his dreadful aspect. It's just rock music, and
The boss music kicks in.
There you
robots don't appreciate the angst in my soul, you know?
I've been getting a bit more into changing up the music with phases of big fights, and if you couldn't tell, a phase just changed.
Yup.
On Dre's turn, what's happening, dude?
All right, here we fucking go. I have no idea. Well, I'm gonna slide up using my 8 squares of movement, because mobile feet, hell yeah. I am running out of offensive spells, honestly, folks, but I'm gonna give him whatever I got. What do I got? Let's see what we got. No undergrowth, no trees, no roots or vines around, so that wouldn't do me much. Well, guess we're bringing out this guy, huh? Yep. What kind do I want? Who knows? Who cares? Dre's just gonna realize that he's running out of options to deal direct damage to this thing because it is real tanky, and he is going to. Actually, you know what? No. I got an idea. Because these things are, and there are three conky boys down there.
You can see 2.
Okay, cool. So there's. Right,
I don't think you can see a third.
I can't. All right, but I do know they are coming out of there.
Yes.
Okay, fine. We're going for the utility here. All right. Dre will reach his hands forward. Again, another flick of the wrist towards this door here. You'll start to see vines and roots break through the ground as I'm going to cast a. Why not? We'll go all out. 6th level Wall of Thorns right here is the game plan.
Okay, and that is I forget the save for Wall of Thorns. Is it Wall of Thorns or
Yeah, Wall of Thorns. It's as they move through it, they will have to spend more movement speed and take a dexterity saving throw. If they fail, they take damage or have much on a pass.
Okay, could you please use the drawing tool and mark the area of effect for that?
I could happily do that.
Awesome. And then is there anything
do it
else?
in the most incongruous color if you can.
No, I got you. It's good. Nice and green with some yellow in
There you go.
Look at that. So yeah, that's my action. And then my friends, like, they're in a little bit of pain, and I don't like my friends being in pain. So I'm gonna use a bonus action and my last 6th level spell slot for a 6th level cast of Healing Spirit. Ooh. So as Dre kind of like reaches both hands and then pushes out towards his 2 comrades, you'll see the figure of a woman who looks like a Kalashtar, a lot like him, it's actually his sister, kind of manifest around him and offer like a prayer position. And you'll all feel your vitality restored as you all regain. Oh, good roll, 25 health.
Yeehaw.
Nice.
And I'm noticing I got DMs. Cool. Got it. Important things to know. Interesting. So yeah, okay, got it. Keeping that in mind, but waiting until we murder things to let my friends know that's a thing. Got it.
Anything else for your turn?
Yeah, that's it. I got it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Friends don't die.
Awesome. It is down to these things' turn, and so I need to mark a couple of areas because we had after the masses of liquids had been thrown about from the anti-gravity starting and ending. I'm going to say everything from about this point south and this point north is for the most part covered in this just mix of liquids that had sprayed everywhere from the pots and cauldrons. It's not doing anything to the people within it at this point, but it is noteworthy. Are we all able to see those 2 lines?
Yes.
Awesome. Then this thing right in front of you, Herman, is going to come right up to you, and its eyes will glow red for a moment, and it'll do this on you, and immediately take 2 stabs at you with this these knife or sword-like hand things that it's got going on. And that's going to be the first attack is a 10 to hit. Nope, sorry, bad math. 12 to hit you. And the second is a 23.
23 just makes it, yep.
Okay, so you're going to take a total of 17 non-magical slashing damage.
Thank you.
And this one is going to continue coming to the side of this creature and seeming to basically ignore it as it walks through, and then a third will emerge from this area as well and keep walking this direction. Just triple checking.
What is the green line in front of the door, Foxy?
Oh yes, they
wall
have
of
to.
thorns.
So they have. Oh, the movement was reduced.
4 feet of movement rather than 1, and take a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so this one ends up coming back here, and this one ends up about here. And did you say a dex save for damage?
Yep.
Okay. It's a 14 for the first one, and a 16 for the second.
Those are both fails.
Okay, go ahead and roll that damage.
78 damage coming up for 37.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. That's it for their turn, and it's going to come back to Dorsira.
Oh, hey, that's me. Yeah, the stuff on the floor doesn't seem to be hurting us for now. Since this thing ran away from me, I'm going to chase it. Running up to it. I run up to it and I step like I'm going to go around it and spin and bring my sword up from underneath. I'm using a fainting attack.
Ooh.
which gives me advantage on the attack.
Your sword dancing descriptions are totally making the night awesome right now.
Definitely. Big
I
fan.
love
Big
it.
fan.
Thank
Big
you.
fan.
Well, you
Not
get
only
better at that
spells
kind of
that
thing.
can be cool.
It's so much fun when the overly mechanical combat of D&D is clashed against actual descriptions and narrative and things happening with it. I love it.
Yeah.
I was just saying to a friend that I keep getting stuck in all the stupid mechanic stuff, and I keep forgetting to say anything cool with it. So
Brava.
I
brava.
wanted to crit so bad with that advantage. I rolled 2 19s.
Oh,
So each were
come
30
on.
pain and anguish. Oh,
Oh, I want to break 100 points so bad tonight. It's not going to happen. But yeah, it's a 31 to hit, which I assume hits.
oh, absolutely. Yep.
So that is, here we go on this long string of math again, 13 plus. There's a crack of thunder with it, 13 plus. That's 17 plus my superiority die is, these are low rolls. 17, 19. Oof. Only 30 points of damage on that one.
Okay,
Only
and what
30.
was the breakdown of damage types again?
4 of it was thunder, the rest radiant.
Okay. Got it. Same effect as usual. I'll make the offer again. Reaction to Arcana, check that, or keep your reaction.
Archival over here being like, what are my reactions? Do I have any good?
So many reactions.
I can react to a lot of things, actually, now that you've mentioned
And
it.
if I burn my reaction, I'm going to get hit for 60 points of damage and not be able to uncanny dodge it. I know it. It's going to happen. I'm just going to...
Yeah, just skip it.
Yeah, I'm going to swing again.
Okay.
27 to hit.
That hits.
I swing up, hit it again, and come back around and swing up the other way.
Hell yeah.
4... That's 13 plus... so that's another 24 points of damage. 11 of it thunder. So coming up again in a second crack of thunder.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna use the momentum of that spin to dance back here out of the
Nice. I failed to mention this before. This is the second time that you'd notice that this creature is starting to double down in extreme pain. It is very bloodied.
If that's the case, before I dance back, action surge.
Nice! Yeah, do it!
Again.
Do it.
Yeah, so using the momentum of the spin, instead of using the momentum to dance back, I'm just going to go into 2 more upward slashes.
Okay.
Laying into this thing. 24 to hit.
That hits.
It's 10 plus 8. So that's 18 points of damage, 8 of it thunder. And then 1 more. Ooh, 18 to hit.
The 18 does not hit.
Okay. Yeah, so I go into these 3 slashes. The last one, my foot slips in the puddle a little bit. But I'll use the momentum as I fall forward to catch myself and then dance back to here.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Is that all?
Oh, wait,
That's all,
no,
just
she has
a little
3
bit.
more actions.
Actually,
Okay. This creature is clearly extremely hurt and continues to scream a little bit more wildly and frantically as it's in more and more pain from taking more and more damage. And is going to charge at the 2 of you over here combined.
oh, hey.
That makes sense. I don't blame him.
And as it does so, it's going to sort of rear up its fist. Remember, it's an ape at this point. It's going to rear up its fist and sort of lean forward, slam its front foot down, and then both fists on the ground at the same time. And this clap of extreme thunder emanates from its fists in the ground at you. You need to make Constitution saves, please.
Aha! I'm wearing an amulet of health.
The DC is 24.
Oh, well,
I don't know
not
what that
great.
means.
I rolled an 11.
21.
Oh, okay. You are both thrust back 15 feet and will take a total. Click over here, click on these. Total of 18 thunder damage each.
Okay, good noise.
You're not knocked prone, but you are thrust backward from this. And you will also see immediately after that, it pounds its chest again, and a swirl of yellow and white energy surrounds it, and you can see that it revitalizes some more. Herman, we're on you.
Okay, we're gonna go back to hacking and slashing, and I'm gonna use my divine smite correctly this time because I forgot that it's 2d8 plus one more.
Oh,
So let's hit it with a short sword real quick. Let's see if a 21 hits this Edward Scissorhands.
it does just barely.
Haha, just barely is my favorite kind. And Divine Smite, I need to use a spell slot. So I will cast, it'll be regular damage plus 3d8 plus 3. 29 damage there. And then I will take a second attack. Oh no! I got a nat 1.
Oh no.
It's an 8 to hit, which doesn't really help anyway.
Crit fail, yep.
But at least I got the one good bash in on him. And then ends my turn. Oh wait, hold on.
But wait!
But wait,
But
there's
wait.
more. I forgot that I still have my little ghost friends. And so it's gonna take an additional 5 cold damage.
Oh,
It also takes thunder damage from moving out of the booming blade. Which I forgot
Okay.
about. Which was 9 points of thunder.
wait, that moved out of the... Wait, I'm not understanding something.
Because I did booming blade up here, and then he moved more than 5 feet from that spot, so it triggered it again.
This is not for Scissorhands. For
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
our ape friend.
Okay.
That'll end my turn, but do remember, Magic, that if these people move, they're all within 10 feet of me, so they all have 10 feet less movement speed.
Because of the hate aura.
Because of some aura, yes. I forget which one. One of the
What I got
auras.
going on?
One of the auras.
Okay.
I think it's because of the spirit shroud. Yeah, it's because the spirits are
Oh, okay.
clinging around me.
The hate aura was extra damage. Okay.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, noted this for that one that you did the damage against, and then the others. Okay. I think I've got it all straight.
You nailed it.
That was...
So many rules.
Yeah, there's high-level D&D, man.
Yeah, fam. We
So much to do. That was Herman's turn. Is that correct?
Yep, ends my turn.
Okay, Dre, you're up again.
All right, let's knock this damn thing out of here. I am running out of spell slots, but I got a few things left in the tank, folks. All right, here we go. Yeah, you know what? I'm not liking Herman at the 1v3 up there. I'm gonna offer him some backup, as Dre will realize that he's getting a little tired, so it seems like the aura kind of dim a little bit. But he will still bring a hand up. It is crackling with, let's say, I'm a moon guy. What's appropriate? I guess water's appropriate here. Sure. It's sort of swelling with kind of tide water and like small bits of stone. He just slams his hands down, and from like that small puddle comes a wave of water that manifests into a large water elemental. I cast Summon Elemental at 5th level.
Oh, hell yeah. I want a water elemental.
Well, there you go.
Hold,
It's
please. My library. Why are you not in my library? Oh,
The
so
water
much fail.
The elemental that you would like to call is no longer within service.
Oh,
Please
no.
check the number or try again later.
Okay,
It appears within 90 feet, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to have it straight up just appear next to Herman. Just back him up.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it acts as it appears. Let's see. Crucial out of you. A combat shares my initiative count, but takes its turn immediately after mine. Yes. It operation verbal commands, no action required by you. You don't issue any without action and use this move to avoid danger. So yeah, it just pops up. I love it.
Nice. Yes.
Absolutely.
That's better than what I would have come up with.
I love it. It's my favorite.
Squidward
thing,
appears. It's your water elemental.
It's my favorite thing. I'm here for it.
Oh no, I gotta move this.
It's gonna attack now, I guess.
Oh no, this is the problem.
That's what we see.
You can't move it.
It's all right. It doesn't have to move. It's already in the frame. Let's just, I'm gonna have it attack, I guess now. So let's see. It gets my spell attack modifier to hit. That's 10. So
Okay.
it comes to D20 with plus 10. That first one is a 28 to hit.
To hit that thing, it
Pick
hits.
whichever one of these robots is the most damaged.
It
That's the one he
hits.
wants to hit.
Yep, the one that's
Cool.
right next to Herman is the most damage.
Damaggio is 1d10 plus 4 plus the spell's levels. That's 1d10 plus 9 for a grand whopping total of 16 damage. Not water damage. What is that called?
I think it's just bludgeoning, isn't it?
Yes, it is just bludgeoning damage. Yep.
Okay.
It's only fire if I make it fire.
Right.
It gets, let's see. Okay, so spells level half rounded down, so I guess it gets 2 attacks. So I will hit it one more time, hopefully.
Okay.
For a 25 to hit that time.
Oh yeah, that hits.
And same deal for damage. So it's not that great that time. Only a 11 damage that time.
Okay.
So yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
Sorry, I just saw Popper make the token.
That needs to become a new TPK emote. I would like to petition that, please.
No, wait, I need it actually. Do I have a bonus action? Anybody still hurt, or are y'all good because of my last heal? Because I got heal still. How we looking, guys?
I'm a little hurt, but not much. Like I'm fine.
Cool. Then in that case, I'll just hold the spell slots. I still got a couple left, and I will just hang tight. But if anybody needs me, know that I got spell slots left to throw heals.
Okay. If that's it for your turn, then it is down to these robotic creatures again.
Mr. Robotos.
Mr. Robotos. So these two are going to start to walk into this area, and the one with the 2 vials of liquid will essentially crunch one in its cup holder grip. And the liquid will sort of just drop and spew onto the ground, and the entire area within the 2 pink lines will erupt in this blue and white and purple flame-like effect. Hell yeah, Archival. I'm going to get that in here ASAP. And you will hear an incredible, unnatural scream from the creature in the middle of the room as he revitalizes even more than he had before. And I think that was a little bit... Here, let's try that again.
Yep. Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah. That was good.
And you can see that as this blue flame dissipates with all of these creatures still within it, this one has revitalized even more than he did on his own. And this one, Herman's going to take a couple slashes at you again.
Can try.
Can try. Oh, actually, it's going to do something else. Having seen... what?
You're fine.
Okay. Having
Could it
seen
not?
that it was less effective than intended the first time around, it's actually going to take its scissor hands and make this ting in this massive X right in front of you, and you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
That is the correct option. Oh, no, it's not. I got a nat 1 for an 11.
Oof. All right. You are thrown backwards against this wall, and you were thrown 15 feet, so that's going to be 1d6, 3 bludgeoning damage, non-magical. As this now wall, which we will make red, from basically there to there, is thrusting a very strong wind against you. You're not pinned against the wall. However, moving this direction would be incredibly difficult. Treat everything from you to the line as difficult terrain. And it will also turn and start to walk this way. Then that brings us back to Dorsira.
Look at Dre. I really wish this thing would go down.
Yeah. About tired of this thing watching thing back up on us.
I'll be back in a moment. And I'm going to run back up. Yeah, I'm going to use my last maneuver to feint attack. I'm going to run up under it and hop and jump up and come down and from above instead of below.
Nice.
This gives me advantage. Oof. 20 to hit.
22 hit what? The creature? Yes.
Big guy.
That hits.
Okay.
Boom. Token, by the way.
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing. Aren't they large creatures? I forget.
Oh, they are. Yes, even
They
better.
sure are.
Oh, no.
Voop.
Make it bigger. Yeah.
Amazing.
And stream can see this. Yes, they can.
Yes, they can. The reskinned water elemental has arrived.
I love it. It's my favorite thing. He's my best friend.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Archival.
No worries. I'm going to try to do this a quicker way. That's 3d8, 5d6. This will be +7. That's so many dice. 38 points of dice. Ooh, the problem with this is I don't know which of those was thunder. Shit. I don't know which of those were thunder. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm going to take a certain amount of it and make the thing happen with that certain amount.
It would be less than 16 of it. Since
Okay.
It's 2d8.
That's about what I was considering. Okay.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Superiority die as well. Add another 8 on top of that. So that's 46 total.
Okay.
That was also radiant.
Archival.
Yes.
Flavor the demise of this
Hell
creature as you
yeah.
deal the
Finally.
final blow.
Yeah, this was my fainting attack. So I'm going to run and I'm going to act like I'm coming up from below like I did earlier. And I'm going to hop and put my foot on its knee and hop up above it and come straight down to the back of its head.
Okay.
Finally.
The final blow has been dealt, and this creature screams and writhes, and it becomes more compressed, and the level of violence that its physical form takes, just thrashing against the air around and in front of it, stays despite its size changing. It gets smaller and smaller until it just shrinks down on its back into an incredibly deformed, human-like creature. And it looks at you, Archival, with this desperate, panicked look.
Vasek, no. Betray.
And as it takes its last breath, you can hear a similar clanging of metal on rock coming from the door that you all entered in. Except the pace is different. It becomes louder, faster, closer and closer as another construct bursts through the area that you entered. This one looks a little different. It's on all fours, with like paw-like appendages rather than the human-esque form that the automatons up here have. These ones have completely stopped. Their eyes at the final breath of their master have dissipated into basically off, and they into a neutral stance. This one down here stops and looks at you, gives a scan of the room, stands up on its hind legs, and says,
Identify. Identify. Dynamic dual protocol activated. Identify.
and after a few seconds, it quickly hops back onto all fours, flies over to this table here, grabs in its metal claws one blue glowing vial, aims at the ceiling, and shoots this massive beam of energy into one of the cylinders going through the ceiling. It bursts through as an eruption of stone showers the entire area, and you can all see a small glimmer of black energy emanate from the mouth of the creature you have just vanquished into the vial, creating a glowing purple liquid. And this thing flies out through the hole in the ceiling that it has just created. On that, we're going to take one more short break. We'll come back to figure out what you guys would like to do, if anything, about the aftermath of what just happened, and go from there. All right, we are back with the creepy, ominous music happening in the background. All of the craziness just happened. This wall of air bursting at Herman is gone. This area of the various liquids that had been brewing that were splashed all over the ground from anti-gravity are now gone, consumed by the very potion that one of these constructs had dumped onto it. And this body lies on the ground after this guy had taken a potion, said some shit, and shot a hole in the ceiling and got the fuck out of here. So, the aftermath is yours to do what you would like. Team, what are you thinking? What's happening after all this has occurred?
Dre just starts by kind of like shambling his way towards the corpse and Dorsira. Definitely looking a little bit worse for wear, like a little tired, but still walking okay. Just, well, that was easy, yes.
So much so.
Nonetheless, seems like he knew something.
Yeah. Herman, do you see anything over there?
What do I see down this hallway?
So you should see, so this hallway leads into one more doorway on this end. And with your dark vision, you can't really see anything through the other side, unless you go farther. Okay.
Step through the doorway.
Let's take the stream view over here because the window is only so big. Herman, you see 3 more inanimate versions of the same constructs that have come out and since deactivated from attacking you guys. And with the stress of things no longer on the table and your passive perception of
16.
you would see a sign, handwritten sign right next to this wall saying emergency, which leads to one small set of stones in the wall that are slightly discolored compared to the rest. A secret door leads into a very small hallway heading south.
Before attempting to even investigate this secret door, he's going to march his way back into the main room.
Okay.
Sorry to follow along with me.
That's right.
Oh, Jesus. He's going to march his way down to these tables where the thing just took something. And now he's going to look at all of the accumulated research and stuff that had been made in this little laboratory area and see if he can piece together what either was taken or what was being concocted here.
Okay. Make a perception or investigation check, please.
Uno momento, por favor. That's a 17 for
Okay.
perception.
Perception of 17, you would see that in this middle area of the table is the most disturbed of everything that you can see on the various tables along this area. Everything to this point, while very congested with vials and beakers and a couple of small flames going and papers and books, everything is actually very organized while compact, except for this one table, which seems to have several of its papers kind of strewn about and a few of the instruments and liquids more haphazardly placed about compared to the rest. This is the very table that the automaton had taken its beaker from. Dre, this is the very same table that you would have noticed earlier when the fighting was happening.
Yeah, as Herman notices it, Dre would just walk over and just... Yes, I noticed the clutter here as well. Seems important, yeah?
Is it clutter because someone else got in the way, or is it clutter because by the mind of a determined scientist? And if I can find any of the notes that are up on top, what do I find?
You would see, among other variations of one particular recipe, you would notice that the top 2 have differing handwriting for one line of ingredient. With your roll, it would be clear enough that this particular recipe was in work at this station, at this table, and someone had tampered with the ingredients list. One line is written in a different script than Josk Took's.
I assume it's whoever's name was crossed out on the previous notes. But can I get any idea of what the second line of formulas would make, or like what the components are?
What the components are, I can give you the exact list. If you want to try to determine what it might make, that would require an investigation check.
I don't think I'll do very well, but we'll try it. That's a 1.
Dorsira, there was a name that creature kept calling out during our fight. Do you remember it?
It was Vosik. He's the one who sent us here.
It kept saying Vosik betrayed.
Herman, the listing of ingredients that you see are partitioned by gaps. It's basically 4 lists of ingredients per page, where you can see clearly there's a start to finish formula in one section, start to finish formula in another, 4 times on each page. And the 3 of the 4 on the page that you can see has been altered on 1 line for each. On the first, 1 line was one particular creature's shattered bones, another particular creature's blood, and another particular creature's skin fragment. Elf, human, changeling. They are all the same for each one that has been altered.
Can I see altered from what?
Yes, they would have been altered with your 17. They all started as the 3 different ones. They all started as elf, human, changeling, and they were all eventually changed to changeling.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. He's gonna look at the 2 of them. He's gonna, as he's starting to write down some of these notes in his own notebook, and he's going to suggest perhaps we burn this place. Whatever that was, we do not want others gaining that particular knowledge.
That sounds good. Our big question is, the creature was saying Fossick betrayed. Was Fossick betrayed by somebody, or did Fossick do the betraying? Did you find anything down the hallway?
A secret passageway. I thought I'd gather the 2 of you before I continue down it. Shall we?
Might as well.
Let's.
Herman will gather some extra related paperwork, anything that he can find that he can stuff into his bag before marching down the hallway that he came from.
Okay.
So I zoom around to the map.
Yep.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in the wrong place, aren't I?
There you are.
Herman, like his player, has very long legs. He walks fast.
There you go. All right. You come to this door. Oh, and I'm realizing that I messed up the dynamic lighting lines for this, so I will move you into this area. With a narrow hallway. Yep. That is the end. You would have all seen, as Herman pointed it out, that a small handwritten sign saying emergency resided on the outside of the small area that would have become the door leading into here. And as you emerge from the other side, you are in the what you described as the waiting room.
Should have seen that one coming. If we trace our way back towards the front, the entrance that we came from, are we going to run into anything?
Spoiler alert, no. just the same bodies that you saw on your way in.
I was going to say, before I do all the things to say I'm doing this thing, let's just spoiler it. We do that, we walk out into the hall, we find nothing, come back to this room.
Do we think the creature was Joshua, whatever, Josk.
That's my thought exactly, yes.
Do we think the name that was scratched out was, in fact, Vossick's?
I certainly have my beliefs, at least.
Something tells me it's not, only because, well, I don't know that much about Vossick, but who knows?
I wager our friend perhaps got a bit too close to power.
This feels like true. This feels like a beginning of adventure question. What does Vossick do?
What does he do, like, in general with relation to the Zhentarim?
Correct.
He is one of the very few, you would know that there'd be no more than 2 or 3, main, I guess, like, operational officers for the organization. He is basically one of the very, very few people in charge of orchestrating all operations of all operatives.
Hmm? That's the kind of person that would know someone got a bit too close to some really important power and wanted them dealt with in some quiet way, but also wanted us to investigate to make sure it seemed like he wasn't involved.
And to clean it up. I mean, if that's the job, that's the job.
Yeah, well, it's a daring move. Can't say it's not a bit brilliant, honestly. Power by any sake, yes.
But if it was Josk, if he was on our side all along, why was he attacking us?
He may have simply assumed we were with Vasek. We never did speak with him about it. He also might have just been lost mad with mutation by then.
So were those automatons, were they on his side or on ours?
I don't believe it's that simple. Mayhap they simply are cleaning agents meant to purify this place in case, well, what
They
happened?
shut down as soon as he was vanquished. So distinctly possible that maybe it was his defense against Vasek. I don't think we'll know more until we get out of here, though. You rest up. We're going to have to find a way out because I don't believe our entrance is currently available.
If you can give me a bit, I might turn into something that can dig us a way out, but...
We could go the way the other machine went.
Oh, yes. That is what I was
Through the
suggesting.
hole. Yes, we can fly our way out, certainly. Just, I'll need a few to rest.
Yeah, rest, and then I agree we should torch the place.
And so we do that.
Okay. Last chance to check anything out before leaving. You have been in every room, every area of this lair.
Yeah, we should check the body as well. See, make sure there isn't anything important on him.
I'm going to take those notes from the room, like the bedroom we went into.
Okay.
And any other collected notes I can find around the random experiments.
Okay. I will
But other
sometime...
than that, I'm not going to do any other investigating, I don't think.
Okay.
As far as I can tell. Wait, hold on. No, wait. I'm sorry. There is something I wanted to look at.
That's okay.
It may not be anything, but there are these giant bubbling vats in the back corner here, and I could not look at them. There's also what looks like an altar at this point, but I'm not totally sure what that means.
Okay. So this was... Let's make sure String can see it. Here we go. This was just a very clean, pristine marble table, essentially. On it were just a couple of remnants, not remnants, but remaining spare instruments that you could safely assume were just being used for fine-tuning of formulas in the moment. These two cauldrons are just clambered on the ground now. There may be a few drops at best of what liquid was in them still inside, but it was otherwise thrown about and consumed after the potion had been dropped onto the floor by one of the automatons.
I will scrape up any amount that I can find.
Okay. So, Proper, I will have you note for Herman.
Mm-hmm.
You are able to collect one small vial, that'll be the unit measurement, one small vial of neon blue liquid.
Sounds good.
And then you should also note that you have notes from laboratory and journal from the bedroom. And I will follow up on getting you all of the details of that stuff between now and our next session, which is definitely happening at this point. So as you guys leave, we will essentially just narrate that you torch the place. Going through your various abilities, your magical spells, everything that you've got going on, you've gathered what you believe to be important or potentially insightful information and documentation, and lay this entire place to waste.
Nice.
And now, in closing, in case anybody hasn't caught it, this adventure, which I have called a Miracle Brew, is tied to the adventure that was run 2 weeks ago by Sarah X. Franco called Sentient. We will all be back in 2 weeks with Sarah X. Franco, Bright Dystopia, Kohlrabi, and who was the last person in that group? I'm having a brain fart.
3 and 3, so you're all set.
Yep. That was it. No, Sarah X. Franco is the DM. Bright Dystopia, Kohlrabi. Oh, Keegan. How could I forget Keegan?
Right.
All 8 of us will be together for one epic combined finale of this short adventure. For one that we've entitled Insurgents in the Ranks.
Ooh.
So, if you haven't seen that adventure, go check it out. I believe it is up on the YouTube at this point. You may, if you haven't already, catch some references that tie these two together, at least loosely, and we're going to have some epic fun in 2 weeks. So, with that, we'll go around and sign off. By the way, guys, that the just in case we run long was totally a ruse to make you guys commit to December 1st.
I had a feeling that was the case. I put it together when you said, hey, I'm working on some super fun stuff. And then this is the part where I can't reveal, but I'm working on a thing with Sarah and some other people. And Sarah was suddenly like, hey, I can't do the first. And that's why I was like, I didn't tell you I could do the first. I was like, I actually have a thing I'm working on that might be the first.
Not anymore.
Yeah, and then I know, because then Sarah was like, I can't do the first. And now I know why Sarah couldn't do the first. There you go. Now it all makes sense. It all comes full circle.
I figured I am a staff member, but I decided not to ruin the fun.
That's always fun. I appreciate it.
Yep. I did figure that some people would figure it out, but thank you for not spoiling it.
It all came the moment you said when you said, like, when you realized you weren't gonna give us everything right now, you're like, oh, I'll write that up and give that to you later. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yup.
And that's when it got me. So well played, sir.
Awesome. Thank you. So let's go back around, starting with Proper. We'll do our usual intros. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what other projects do you have going on? And we'll be out of here.
Well, hello. My name is Proper Nerdy. I'm a staff member at TPK Roleplay, as well as a game master, game designer, and general other things. I make lots of pretty pictures and videos, not the ones around you today. Thank you to Luke for those, but lots of others that you probably haven't seen before. My current magnum opus is Madness Calls It Forth, a City of Mist campaign based on Knights of Paintown. But if you prefer a more casual approach, you can check out Generational, which is a storytelling game on itch. And I'll put both of those links in the chat. Today I played Herman Salas, which was definitely a character from Team of Annihilation. And we are excited to see what weird shit we find out next time. With that, I'll toss it over to Foxy.
Folks, what's up? I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite fox. If you're looking for me, I can be found on Twitter sphere at Big Foxy. That's BIG_FOXXII. I dunk on right wingers. I slay fascists. I have a good time doing it. When I'm not doing that, you can usually find me hanging out over at Neon Lights Roleplay on the internet. All of our flagship campaigns ended not too long ago, but all of our new ones are ranking back up. If you want to see me throwing some dice around and running an adventure, I guess to use Proper's term, my magnum opus upcoming is a little adventure storytelling that I am calling After the End. I have the most phenomenal cast of players. We have been gathering and working for a very long time. Please be so excited for the great things that we have coming. I cannot wait. Otherwise, come hang out with us, join our Discord, goof off. But yeah, I am around there, and this has been awesome. Cannot wait for 2 weeks to see how we wrap this nonsense up. Archival That's Funny, whenever you are ready, it is yours.
Yeah, so I am Archival Does Funny, queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer. If any of that sounds interesting, you can find me on Twitter at Archival Does Fun. I stream a lot of places. Monday nights, you can find me on Weave the Tale at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, playing Alien Paradise Lost. We're pretty deep in the season, but now is when all of the sci-fi horror is really hitting. We had our first facehugger sighting. Things are getting intense. Tuesdays, you can find me on Black Feather Guild at 8 p.m. Eastern playing Dragon Age. It's a two-party campaign on Tuesdays and Fridays within a shared world. That's been a lot of fun. Sundays, you can find me either on Gona_Hawking at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, playing Shifting Echoes, which is our D&D 5e campaign set in a world of 1930s technology. We have a really great cast of characters and players for that. It's worth checking out. Or you can find me at 8 p.m. Eastern on Guild of the Phoenix playing Cyberpunk Red. I play a medtech desperately trying to keep a party with a death wish alive.
Is that every medtech in Cyberpunk?
Yep.
We also had a Cyberpunk campaign we just ended where our one medtech was just like, hey, can you all stop trying to get yourself killed? And I was like, what if I don't? What are you going to do about it?
Awesome.
Yep. If podcasts are more your thing, you can find me in Response Team Omnicron, which is a Lancer actual play podcast set in the No Room for a Wallflower campaign setting, following a PR team that unexpectedly found itself on the front lines. It's really great. Part 1 and 2 of our premiere are available on Spotify, Apple, anywhere you get your podcast. The next episode will be up on Monday. We've been absolutely floored by the support and number of people listening. So if you have listened so far, thank you so much. But you haven't, check out what all the buzz is about. Best place to see where and when I'm streaming is on Twitter. So give me a follow.
Awesome. And last, and I will say in a humble way, because I love you guys as the players for this group, I will say least, I'm That Magic Juice. I had the pleasure and honor of writing, mapping, and running this one shot with this group, but is a combined short adventure again with Osiris Franco's group that ran Sentient in 2 weeks from today. That will be the second time you can find me. The time before that will actually be tomorrow, right back here on TPK Roleplay, in a continuation of our Tyranny of Dragons campaign, laced with homebrew content that we lovingly called Queen's Gambit. That's at the usual time of 7:30 Central, and all the correct translations from there to other time zones that I never can seem to get right, so I'll just stick with Central. I do run one other campaign of a similar style based on Princes of the Apocalypse as its base, but also very, very much homebrew on my own channel called Tenements of the Great Rift. That is every other Sunday. So 2 weeks from this week, you'll see me a lot between the two channels. But other than that, we've got a lot of behind the scenes RP to do and gathering of these two groups together before 2 weeks from today for the continuation of this. Along with that is one more. We'll reveal more about this in 2 weeks, but one more small surprise for now. With this short adventure, which has now become 3 sessions, Osiris Franco and I have put together a few hours, actually, of behind-the-scenes content that will be YouTube exclusive. So when these shows go up on TPK Roleplay's YouTube channel, you will also find some YouTube exclusive parts of the series for this short adventure, as an effort to A, give you insight onto what goes on behind the scenes for stuff like this, and B, get some more eyes on our YouTube channel. Definitely check it out. But I think that's all for the administrative stuff for tonight. So thank you so much for everybody that stuck with us through this epic middle now of the adventure officially. We will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.